And we're live.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 292 of Fans of Power. I'm Joe Amato, and I'm here with my partners in crime, Tyler T-Rex Baker, Nasty Nate, Nathan Kennedy, and the girl. So, how are y'all doing this evening?
I am the hot sauce king.
Yeah? How did you recover? Did you recover pretty good? Do you have any, issues in the middle of the night?
No, not in the middle of the night, but the next day, you know, when you go to take those poopies, it felt like the hairs were being singed. That's what it felt like.
Good God.
It didn't burn. It didn't burn as much.
Sensation downstairs.
It didn't burn as much coming out as it did going in.
Okay.
And even out of context, that doesn't sound right either. So.
Hey, you were in bad shape.
I am the hot sauce king. If you look at my box, Joe, I have crowned myself.
Oh, you need to take that off. No, you need to take that off and make that bottle. Put it on over there to the girl and have her be the hot sauce queen because she was the one that handled this bit.
The champ is here.
Oh my God.
Oh gosh, not that reference. How about you, girl? How did you handle it? Was it okay?
I was fine. I took some Pepto because my stomach started to hurt a little bit, but it wasn't terrible.
Was John okay?
John was okay.
Oh,
he was okay.
Right.
His tummy was hurting the day after, but
it was the day
he
after.
Survived.
It gets people in different ways. Some people would say in the middle of the night felt like knives were being jabbed in their stomach, so some people didn't bother at all. So
yeah, it was weird. Like you pointed out, I didn't start feeling it until like 5 minutes after I ate it, and then I was like, then I started to feel it a little bit more.
Did you have any left over?
You certainly showed it. God.
Yep.
Completely no-sold the whole thing.
Over.
Oh, you do?
I put it in some chicken soup.
Oh, did you? Okay, good. That helps as well. They're cold, wards them off. Speaking, we had one of our listeners, Tough Nerd Toys. I sent him some, and you can check out his channel where he did it. And there's two things that there's two things you'll never be able to discover while watching that video. You'll never discover that he's gonna say, Joe, why did you send it in this bottle? Send it in a different one next time because it busted open. And two, you'll never figure out that it got in his eye. He'll never say that once in the show. Maybe 80 or 100 times he'll say it, but not once. But no, he did good. He did good.
Got in his eye. Got in his eye. You want to give a little context at all about the whole girl thing?
No, okay. In case you guys wonder why.
I just don't want people to be like, man, Joe's really being a piece of shit tonight.
Yeah, he keeps saying the girl.
Don't even say my name. It's just the girl now.
Well, there was a comment from last week's episode. It was like, do people actually listen to the show? From right at the beginning, Rebecca says her name, introduced everybody. We called her Rebecca 100 fucking times last week and doing every episode. And a person left a comment and said, who is the girl? It's like, okay. I don't know. I was like, yeah, I think that, she said her name at the beginning and we said it throughout. I was like, what?
Well, maybe that person just clicked 30 minutes into it and hadn't ever watched the show before. It's like, wait, who? Or maybe they watched it ages ago when it was just the two of you or something. I don't know.
But you think clicking on an episode and you're seeing everybody, you're going to watch. But I guess not. Not everybody will click to watch. Maybe they just do want to fast forward. Like right now on the replay.
It's more easier to have someone else answer their own damn question as opposed to actually watching to answer their question.
Yeah, that's true too.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll quickly say hello to the chat and then we can ramble about other stuff before we get to the main topic. But we have, get ready for this, Nathan, because I'm going to handle this one pretty well when I get to it. We got MC DJ AC. We got JSP. Enzo is here. Johnny Cock had to do that for him.
Yeah, no, come on. You gotta.
You do it. Do the Vince.
You gotta put some more oomph into it, Joe. You gotta say, Johnny Cock.
There you go. Well, you got it, folks. But here's the next one. We got PB. He's here.
Old Peanut Butter. Welcome back, Peanut Butter.
What's up, Peanut Butter? You don't want to mess your name up deep down. Mobile Recluse. Brendan Haley. New to the channel. Thanks for popping in. Hope you enjoy the show. Prada Grayskull, Daniel Carhoonan, Zentron, Papa Hud 69. Now it's the scrolling down. This is Eric Amons here. Thanks for joining us. I'll have something to say about him too. Grimbot's here. And Eric Sanchez, J Max 77. 3 live stream. That dipshit. Thanks for joining us. Jeff Morris. And Adam Gabbert and Fedmon. And I think I got everybody. If I missed anybody, I apologize. But I did want to thank Eric Amen. He went to PowerCon and I didn't expect him to do that. He sent like a whole bunch of signed prints and posters from a whole bunch of artists that were there. So, from Dave Wilkins, Larry Houston. I think he even got Alan Oppenheimer to do something on one of the things. Oh, there was a lot of shit. I was like, man, you didn't have to do all that.
I
Joe,
hope it wasn't too long.
What did Alan write on there for you?
It wasn't nothing like what you want. What the fuck did he write? Jesus Christ, you knew I'd forget, wouldn't you? I don't know.
Wait, I think it's someone else.
I mean, Eric sent me prints too. I don't know.
Eric thought that Dave Wilkins said "meow," but he didn't.
Yes,
he called me.
That's what it was.
He was shocked. It's like, no, he didn't say "meow." He called me a bumbling buffoon. But he also mentioned that Dave Wilkins watches and listens to our shows. So I was like, that's awesome, man. So we appreciate that support. He mentioned a lot of people.
Said that Wayne Stout's, I think, production assistant likes the podcast as well.
Brian.
So.
Yeah, that's awesome. So I love hearing that. I was like, man, we got people in the community.
We need this kind of shit. We don't get to, Joe may get his compliments from his gurus that don't watch the damn podcast. It would help if Joe promoted it on his page, but.
I promote places.
Well, hey, you know what? Speaking of Joe finally following through on something, if it's still there, I'm hoping he didn't take it down already. Click the link down below. Go to Joe's TeePublic page. He has a snake face shirt up there. Go buy a snake face shirt.
Yeah, I don't know if we were going to share that or just like how we were going to advertise to let people know that. But I guess it's all right just to go ahead. Joe, we have your blessing to do that while it's too late.
Yeah,
shit. I didn't know. Whoops.
Because
I didn't even know if either you two even knew about it or not. Because Joe sends me the message like, "Oh, bought it the next morning." So
it was the
it's
biggest
on my
bitch.
tank. It's on its way right now. It
the Shield.
Next Sunday's podcast.
The Shield was the biggest bitch to recreate because, going by a reference photo from the card front, it's cut off. I was like, well, I just fucking will look at other things to redraw. One more thing. I did want to thank Rebecca. She sent me a little mini Zodak. What? I'm just gonna say she sent me a little mini Zodak, a little power pamphlet.
You ungrateful prick. Let's get to that part.
No, she sent me freshly baked chocolate chip cookies. And if you guys haven't seen
It's alright. I don't have to be a good cook, Joe.
Listen, no.
I'm good at a lot of things. I don't have to be a good cook. You just admit it.
No, hold on. So you catch it on the Fans of Power Facebook group, but I told her I'd give my honest opinion. And so I took one out. I took a bite, and you could hear me chewing. It was almost sounding like rocks, but that's not a bad thing because it was crunchy.
It's not a bad thing. I'm going to keep talking about it and just be like, they were really good, but they were hard.
I broke a tooth.
They were hard.
I told her I've
you
never.
You sound like an asshole, Joe.
No, hold on. I'm grateful. I really am grateful. I've never had freshly baked hard chocolate chip cookies. I was shocked. I was like, they're good. I was expecting them to be soft. The thing was,
they're not fresh baked hard. No one does that. No one can do that.
Well, listen. So when I ate the one, I couldn't eat more than that because it was scratching my throat and I didn't have any milk because I wasn't ready for it to be hard like that. I thought they were going to be soft, but they were good. Rebecca, it was good. I do thank you, and I ate them all. Thanks a lot.
I thought you liked them hard, Joe.
Boom! They were good. I don't know what your recipe or secret was.
It was nothing secret. It was on the back of the cookie box or the chocolate chip bag. It's literally nothing special.
All right, because I thought you said you might have accidentally burned them or something, but I wouldn't have been able to tell. They were good, so thanks again. They were. I swear, I'm saying they're good. I'm not insulting her. She made some good cookies.
He's like, stick to the costumes, Becky. Don't.
Oh, she needs to cap this off with, well, you know what, Joe?
No. You know what?
Just put a burnt chocolate chip cookie at the bottom of my screen now.
You know what? I can do that during the show. Joe, no, go ahead and tell her the thing that you were gonna say on the show since you already went through all this trouble of making yourself look like a prick.
Well, I was gonna say she knew I would just be joking, but I was gonna say, you know what? I was gonna let Rebecca know that I heard a noise outside the other day, and it looked like somebody was breaking into my neighbor's. I didn't have my gun by me, but I did have one of those chocolate chip cookies. I flinged that some bitch, knocked him out, and he was there, knocked out for the. Whatever. I'm sorry, Rebecca, but they're good. It's not. I'm not saying it's hard as a brick, but no, they were good. So there, I'm done. I promise I will not pick on your cookies no more because they were good. All right, there. That's out of my system.
And so are the cookies.
Yeah, that was hard to pass up. No.
Are you still trying to pass them?
You know, here's what Joe probably did. He probably took just a big old cauldron of butter and started warming it up and like moving it around, and then he would just fondue it. You know, he would just dip the cookie in there.
He would do something
and
like
soften
that.
it up. Yeah, I bet that's what he did.
That was it made him a little more palatable, but it was good. So I wanted to thank you again, Rebecca, and I'll if I ever want something else, I will be sure to ask you. I'm sure you could bake something else.
Well, you know, Christmas is coming up, Joe.
Oh, you can make Christmas cookies. That could be pretty good. We could try those suckers live.
I have
nothing better
made
than hard
good
Christmas
cookies
cookies.
before.
Okay, well then good. I'll be looking forward to those for Christmas time. Now, Nathan, what did you have to say your show before?
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
not sending you any cookies, Joe. I'm gonna send Tyler and Nathan cookies. I'm not sending you nothing.
Fuck you, Joe.
Yeah, you're done. Cut off, Joe.
Right.
No, there is I don't want to bring down the show. There we go. Get that out. Too much, but we do have some sad news to share. I have to get this up on the screen because it's important that we kind of discuss this a little bit.
This is new to me. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. It's new to you, and it's devastating news, just completely all around. And I think it's gonna hit Joe the hardest. But
This is gonna be a joke, I know.
Dollar Tree is raising their prices.
God damn it!
With all the shipping containers and the issues that they're having and inflation and all these things going on, because we're still in the pandemic and everything, Joe can no longer get things strictly for $1. They're going to start testing markets where there's $3 and $5 items, and I think some stuff's moving up to a whole $1.50.
This
called
was
the cheap
fucking
tree.
devastating.
We have this image here on the screen, as you guys can see. We have from KRS 6 News, and this is legit. If you go and Google it, Dollar Tree is raising the base price to higher than $1.
There by Jason Lorber. He added me, and he added the little text next to it. But no, that is real. And I was like, God damn it. I was like, that's why I go to Dollar Tree and not Dollar General or Family Dollars, because Dollar Tree is only $1. It's like, they better keep my toilet paper, my paper towels, some of my food items. They better keep those fuckers at $1. They're going to
You gotta
higher.
go stop it now, Joe.
Dollar Tree, like,
Yes.
ticketing with the sign up and shit like that, you know?
So
Shit, I'd freak out. Now, I can understand if they get the 3-pack of socks to go up to $1.50 or $2, but the food and then all my
$2. Oh my God.
I had people in the chat worried for a second because I was like kind of somber when I was talking
I was
about
worried. I'm like, oh no, did somebody die?
I know, I thought, like, I haven't heard about it. It's like, oh, fuck Dollar Tree.
it. I was gonna do you one even better and kind of sit here and start to just kind of like take a second to pretend like I was trying to hold back tears.
Yeah.
They
But
got
yeah,
us.
what is Joe gonna do? As it says here, he may never financially recover from this.
They'll have to just start stealing everything. Steal socks. Whether they're used.
$2
Yeah.
for socks. It's robbery.
Yeah, Joe will
It's
just start
for real.
making customs for toilet paper.
See, I'm gonna try everything, but Rebecca, if
John to customize some socks for him.
that'll work. But Rebecca, I don't know if you've ever bought any from Dollar Tree, but they do have 2 and 3 packs of socks for $1. You can't beat that. So you go to
Last time I went to Dollar Tree, the only time I go to Dollar Tree was I buy the frames for cheap because I use my oil.
Yeah.
I mix my oil paintings on them. Oil. I said that with my accent. Sorry. My oil paintings.
But say it again. It's
old
paint.
Oh,
All my oil
That-
paintings.
yeah,
It comes
that
out.
sounds like my
dad
dad.
has a southern accent.
sound like
It comes
Mr.
out.
Furley on Three's Company when he did that. I remember, he did this. No, so you don't use the frames for actually framing up any pictures?
No,
draw?
you
I,
monster!
no, they're cheap. I
Those
get the
frames
glass
suck anyway,
part
Joe.
to mix my oil paints on because it cleans up easy.
So
Well, that does make sense.
let's all collectively have a moment of silence for Joe Amato.
Could be a moment of cheering. There, that's enough silence. I don't like silence. All right. Well, speaking of all that new shit, I think we got that.
Go
out
buy
the way.
Joe's shirts. That way he can still buy the inflated prices at Dollar
$2
Tree.
socks.
So he can buy his $2 burritos instead of his $1 burritos.
Better avoid the food. That's all I got to say. But we have a topic that Rebecca, you came up with. You go ahead, start it off. What made you come up with the idea, and just bam, hit us up.
Oh well, when we did our He-Man one. And that came from talking with William Stout from, who would you have cast as She-Ra? And his choice for She-Ra was Robin Wright-Penn. So I could see that. He's like, especially if she looked like how she did in Princess Bride. So that's where it came from. And then we did our episode, our fantasy casting for the movie. So if there was a sequel, and it was She-Ra, how would we want that to be cast is the topic for tonight.
All right. Well, how do you want to start off? Who do you want to start off with? You can go in any order. It doesn't even have to be in order. You can just hit some character and who you'd pick.
All right, I'll start with my Catra, which is Adrienne Barbeau.
You okay?
You know who she is, Joe?
I hate her. I hate her.
You hate her?
I'm sorry. I just don't like her. But no, it's a good choice for Catra. But boy, do I hate her. I
What have you
never
seen
liked
that you hate her in? I love Adrienne Barbeau.
Well, I think beyond in Back to School, where I think she was in that, right?
Back to School. That's the only thing I say is Back to School.
And the other one was, holy fuck, I don't want to mess it up. I thought it was one of the creep shows where she was a bitch to somebody and she got eaten by that creature in the crate.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she got ate by the creature in the crate. But I was like, boy, I don't like her. So I don't know.
You haven't seen her in The Fog or Swamp Thing or any of those
New York or Catwoman on Batman the Animated Series.
Isn't it terrible
She
when
was
I get
gorgeous.
a picture? No, she does fit the Catra billing really well. I agree.
There you go. Catra annoys you too, so there you go. Perfect casting.
So
Annoy Joe Amato.
You know what's terrible? It sounds like I'm shitting on Rebecca, like with the cookies. It's like I was saying, it's a good choice. I just don't like it.
She's just a girl to you, Joe. So you know.
Oh, I sound horrible in this episode, and that's not how it is meant to be said. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. All right. Go ahead.
He needs the proper response when he's being a prick to you.
Well, I love Adrienne Barbeau. I got to meet her,
That's the
and she's
second time
still
snubbed the setup.
gorgeous.
She's still not doing it. You're supposed to say, fuck you, Joe. I've set you up twice tonight, and you steamrolled it both. People listening to this going to think, what the fuck is he talking about? Nothing is getting through on my end here. Is anyone listening to me?
Fuck you, Joe.
There we go. It's not good now.
Yeah, it's too late now.
Too late now. I actually, I also have a Catra, and it's going to take me a second because I got to do the clicky clicks on my end. So hopefully, I mean, you're probably going to hear all the clicking because I got to keep moving shit up. And there we go. Jesus. This would be, I guess, sort of, some people would be like, no, if you see the picture here, make that a little bit bigger there. I went with Mia Sara from Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Love her.
You kind of look at, and she kind of got the face, and I think
she. Legend.
Yeah, I think she could. She could turn heel. I think she could pull off.
Yeah.
She'd look hot doing it too. So.
Well, hell, wasn't she in that? It was. Oh God, it failed when they did Birds of Prey, the TV series. Wasn't she in that with short hair and?
Yeah, she was Harley Quinn in that.
Or was she Harley? Okay.
Yeah.
I remember watching that pilot and not being impressed by it.
I never watched that show, but I vividly remember seeing the DVD like everywhere we went. Like it couldn't get away from that thing.
I hate just they would tease you with the Joker and Batman. Like Oracle was cast quite well. She looked the girl who played Diz in Starship Troopers. I can never remember her name. She was cast fine, but I always hate how they want to make a superhero show, but make everyone look as civilian as possible. Like they want to stray as far away from the actual costumes as they possibly can. Hell, Marvel's guilty of this shit too. So,
do you think that's because of like a
CW's awful about that?
Do you think it's like a budgetary thing because it's for TV? Or is it more of like...
I think it's afraid of being too cheesy, not embracing the true superhero.
But then they take liberties with various other important outfits in shows that are on live action TV as well. So I don't, and they take liberties in the movies too. Like Marvel shouldn't have to take liberties, but they do. And maybe it is. Maybe you got some really brain dead people thinking that if we have actual authentic costumes, that the general population, comic book fans will love it, but fuck them. It's the people sitting at home who don't know who the fuck the Flash is, or who the Atom is, or who Black Canary is. Like, no, we got to make it look like they're hanging out at the local, I don't know, bar or some shit like that. It's just it's very.
It's catering to the normies.
Yeah.
But it doesn't make sense because I could see it from a standpoint of doing that in, say, the 90s into the early 2000s. But now that this genre is so popular amongst everyone, you would think that the acceptance is there and you could have everyone in full costume and just go balls out with it, because I don't think anybody would question it now. Maybe then, sure. And I know they had that whole thing of, for example, let's say like Hugh Jackman, right? When they did the first few X-Men movies, obviously he's not going to don the mask because like we can't cover this beautiful face. So yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of actors are like, no, I have to have my face on screen for X amount of time. Like
Yeah.
fucking Jennifer Lawrence in the X-Men movies.
Oh my god.
She's like, I don't want to be blue.
Making her the focal point of those X-Men movies. Like, I love the character Mystique. What the fuck? Like, just because of like Hunger Games and shit, we got to make her the centerpiece, of the X-Men films. I'm like, she has pivotal parts in X-Men stories, but Jesus Christ, she's not.
It's just because it's Jennifer Lawrence and she sucks as Mystique, so I'm just like, I can't watch that.
I love hearing this. We need to do like an X-Men.
Bring back Rebecca Romijn. She was beautiful.
Yeah,
I mean, she's pretty, but I don't know.
She's what I call small town pretty.
Yeah, she couldn't really act though.
Which one are we talking about, Jennifer Lawrence or Rebecca Romijn?
Rebecca Romijn.
Rebecca.
I thought Rebecca Romijn was really pretty, but.
Jennifer Lawrence is pretty too, and she is capable of acting, but I don't think that the superhero genre lends itself well to her ability.
No,
if that makes any sense.
I liked her better in First Class, though. I think that her taking Mystique is that because she's still playing a little bit of trying to figure out who she is. Whereas after that, now she's like one track mindset, and it's kind of like Mystique's I hate how they play with the character, but I also felt like they made her more likable and more of a hero because we don't want young girls who like Hunger Games and shit to come in here and see Jennifer Lawrence as this evil, shape-shifting bitch.
I never watched any of the other X-Men's. First Class was the only one I watched. I didn't
Days
go
of
past
Future
that.
Past is really good though. I was bummed. Like, Bryan Singer's coming back. Fuck, Matthew Vaughn did such a great job at First Class, and they're not going to bring him back. But Days of Future Past is really good, I thought. It takes liberties with the story, but
Tyler, try kind of like shifting a little bit more towards your tablet. Your audio keeps like sounds like you're
better
like,
now. Do I need to just sit up closer? Or?
I don't know. I
don't know. Might be some listeners out there probably glad they don't get to hear what I have to say.
That's
pricks.
true.
Well, what's your catcher, Tyler? Because I don't think none of us are going to pick a same catcher as actress. I think we're all going to be different.
I was actually going to ask Joe if he even picked catcher because I could hear him saying, "Fuck her." But I picked Gina Gershon for my Catra. So if this movie's coming out, she would have done Red Heat, and that was the only film she had done. And I've always thought she was a very sexy brunette, beautiful eyes, beautiful lips, everything. And she just got prettier with age. And she plays like I think of her like in Showgirls, where she plays that kind of bisexual diva. And she's got she got the hots for Jesse Spano in Showgirls. Like, she's a real bitch in that movie.
How did she get hurt? Did she like push Gershon down some steps or something?
Yeah,
right?
yeah. When they were like done with the show, I think she
because she was the lead and Elizabeth Berkley was pissed. I don't remember her character name in this movie.
Yeah, I can't remember either.
I need to go watch that again. I don't know if because
it's not as bad as everyone makes. I mean, it's a movie with naked Jesse Spano. How the fuck is that bad?
Yeah, well, I mean, you got what's his face and his ass that gets in it.
But I'll have to look at
Kyle MacLachlan's ass.
No. You appreciate this. Yeah, because it's like the girl in gold boots with a budget. Mr. Science Theater reference there. That's how I've always looked at it. It's the girl in gold boots with a budget, directed by Paul Verhoeven. Or if Paul Verhoeven had directed Girl in Gold Boots, this is what we would have gotten. But it's not horrible. It's it's not going to make you want to sit down and rewatch it again and again. But yes, Gina Gershon is my Catra.
I like it. I can see that totally.
Well, my Catra, you probably know her. It's Get us up.
Is
Usually,
is
you're gonna know.
Tootie from Facts of Life.
You're gonna know her more as a.
He just cast everyone from Facts of Life and all of his roles here.
You know her more as a blonde, but she does have the look in the face and the body, and that's Sybil Danning. And you might remember from like Halloween 2 and
Oh, yeah.
Hercules. Yeah, she has that look, and I was picturing her with black hair and with just
Oh,
her
she definitely
facial.
has the look. Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah,
which character from Halloween 2?
No, Howling 2.
Oh,
Howling.
Hallowing 2. Oh,
The
Yeah, you know
blonde.
me and my bad accent. Yeah.
you said Halloween 2.
I thought he
I-
said
I-
Halloween as well.
Hey, don't make fun of my English talking, okay?
I think we've
There.
all got accents here on this podcast. or fuck the melting
Mine's
pot.
just Mine's just
so we
dipshit.
got Halloween when he meant to say howling. We have ol.
Oh.
Oh.
I'll just wait
Anybody say
for
toilet
Tyler
instead
and I
of
to say
toilet?
something.
Yeah,
Call
something
it
super
Porsche.
southern will come out here soon enough.
Oh God! All right, so there we did our catchers. So
Warsher.
let's go next with whatever character. Go on. Anybody next?
Well, before we jump into that, I know Tyler said he had how many? Like 20.
Oh,
I only
wow.
had.
I
only
came
have-
with a shitload.
I have 9. Rebecca's got 12. I don't know how many Joe has.
I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
1.
8, 10,
2.
11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I think just 17. That's it.
All right,
Oh,
so
nice.
I'm the one that completely failed this assignment. Which
You
actually, you
always
know
do,
what?
though. So
I
what's
came
your
with
next one,
17
Nathan?
also.
That's true. Let's see. What will I go with? I'm gonna have to do some clicking to get the shit back up. All right. Because I gotta go into studio mode, and then I gotta move the thing all the way back up here. Let's see. All right. I'm gonna go with this pick, and I think it's just because I think he's capable of altering his voice, and I would be curious to see what he would be like under prosthetics to make this happen. And it's probably a terrible pick, but I'm going to go with Jeff Goldblum as Montana.
He's the one I
I-
didn't cast. I couldn't figure anybody to cast for him. That's
I
bizarre.
think he's just got the cadence and his screen presence and how he handles himself in movies, and he's capable of just being kind of
And he's
weird.
gangly too. He's kind of got a
Yeah.
gangly look to him. Okay.
Yeah, so that's what I went with. I think if he...
I'd have to hear that. If it's Jeff Goldblum, I'll definitely give it a chance. Because I'm
Yeah,
like,
I mean, if you go back and see some of his stuff from the 80s as well, and he's got a higher pitch to his voice, I think if he raised it even more and
Plus with
really
The
dug
Fly-
into it,
you know, he can act under prosthetics. So
yeah. So that is why he's my pick. He's got the look, he's got the cadence, he's got the body type. I think he would be a pretty great Montana.
I'm sure all three you probably got a good pick because he was the one I couldn't. I was like, I just don't.
yeah,
know.
I couldn't.
I
I
didn't
couldn't
cast
figure it
I
out.
only cast
Oh,
one
you didn't?
of the creature hordes. I cast Grizzlor.
Oh, so you didn't do
Sleep.
Montana either?
No, I
You
didn't do
didn't do-
Montana.
And,
Wow,
and
so
that's
Nathan's the only one.
hey.
All right.
And that's the thing with this is we didn't set like a number or any of that, so
Nope,
everybody's
just
gonna
round
share
everywhere.
everything they pick. Yeah, we're just gonna
So
it's
let's
just
hear
gonna
the
be all over
Grizzlord
the
from
place.
Tyler because I did do a Grizzlord, but I'm curious on Tyler's Grizzlord.
I picked Pat Roach to play Grizzlord.
Who?
Yes.
Who the fuck is that? I mean, who is that?
Oh my! I was like,
Really?
did I hear Joe right?
You've
Did he say
seen him
who?
probably a million times, but you didn't know it, Joe.
I guess we have to go to the giant thuggy from Temple of Doom, the mechanic from Raiders of the Lost Ark, Brightag from Red Sonja. We have to do General Chaos
Oh.
from Willow.
Oh, mine's real easy, and I had to do it. You know what's going to happen with one of these characters. When I'm looking at big, kind of just, I had to pick Kane Hodder. I picked Kane Hodder for Grizzlord. I was like, I would just like to, I could just picture him in the mannerisms of being so fucking graphic and vicious of doing anything. I didn't go bigger, because there's somebody I have bigger for Leech, but Kane Hodder I thought would have been a badass fucking Grizzlord, so I picked Kane Hodder.
Nice.
Well,
I don't
I'm
have
trying to remember.
a
Yeah, you don't have a
Grizzlord.
Grizzlord.
No.
But I'll go with since you mentioned Jeff Goldblum, I'll mention his wife at the time, Gina Davis, who I cast as Intrepida.
Oh, okay. And that's one I didn't do. I didn't do an Entrapta.
I didn't do
I
her
like that.
either.
I love Intrepida.
What made you pick her?
Her, she just has a great look, and I want to see her play a villain.
And
Oh,
Joe, you'll get the image here on the screen in a second.
Yeah, I even
that,
colored her hair.
that complements it. But yeah,
course.
dude, Gina Davis to me is like very super underrated in terms of
Mhm.
attractiveness.
Yeah,
You know, like
she just had tall, gorgeous, thick hair. I was like, yeah, I can see that.
Did she do
Beautiful
the
bone
longest good
structure.
night? Was that her
Yeah,
that
that's
did
her,
the longest?
Charlie.
That was a
Yeah,
badass
in the
movie. She
fly
did
with her
okay. Yep.
then husband.
Earth
She did a
Girls Are
good
Easy
job.
with Jeff Goldblum.
Oh, I see
I
the red
just
hair.
watching
I
that
remember watching
movie.
that as a kid because I was such a Jim Carrey
I
fan. Man,
love
this
that
movie's
movie as a
messed
kid.
up.
I like how you rented up her hair there. That's pretty cool. That was a good job. I like that. All right, what? Shit, Nathan, did you want, or do you want me to go on to one of these suckers next?
I mean, I don't know. Yeah, we can just go all over the place. I'm not gonna
All
put his
right.
picture on the screen. I'll toss this out, but and I always butcher his last name, but John Matuzak played Sloth. That's who I picked as Grizzlor.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's got the size, and you know he could pull off the gruntiness and everything. I think that would be
All
pretty
right.
good.
Well, I went with somebody for another big son of a gun. I did Leech, and I did not go with the obvious super big sumbitch that everybody would think of back then. Instead of Andre the Giant, I picked King Kong Bundy because Leech, in my mind, can be quick, and we know that King Kong Bundy still was pretty fucking agile for that big size. He can move, and that would be kind of fucking scary just to see if with all the prosthetics, that sucker moving at that size. That'd actually be scary. So.
And then he would years down the road do a shoot interview and be really pissed about how everything turned out because he seemed like a very bitter, angry man.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, hey, it's still that's what I picked up. Anybody else
But
do a
he was
Leech or
always
no?
such a memorable heel for me. Like I'm always gonna look at him as like one of the top Hogan heels. Plus,
Yeah.
he looked like that asshole me and Nathan fought outside the movie theater.
Tyler, sorry, check your earbuds. Do they both have to connect?
Yeah, I gotta have them both in at the same time for them to connect. Do I need to like?
I don't know.
It's only once in a while it does it. I can still hear.
Any better?
Oh, but there's an echo, or they went
Maybe.
away.
All right.
Okay, it's good. It's good.
Maybe it settled itself.
Okay.
I don't know. We'll see.
Well, did
Something's
you
being
do a
weird with
Leech,
this.
Tyler? Did you do a Leech?
No, I did. I thought about casting him,
Oh.
but and I was gonna do Andre.
Okay.
But no, but I'm gonna go with this one. This one I told Nathan I'm pretty proud of. I cast Shadow Weaver.
Okay.
I used Jean Marsh, Queen Bavmorda from Willow, and the Evil Queen from Return to Oz, because she scared the piss out of me in Return to
Love
Oz,
that.
but she had no head.
She has a great voice for Shadow Weaver.
A
That's
great
really
voice,
good.
and she's very creepy in her face. Like I'm sure she's a very lovely woman, but I'm like I always thought her to be a very frightening woman. Shadow Weaver's supposed to be a very frightening woman, so I like can't think of anybody else more qualified to play Shadow Weaver in Hollywood than Jean Marsh.
Well, that's a good choice. I was gonna say I did a Shadow Weaver too, and Shadow Weaver. I figured I'm not gonna see her face, but we know that Shadow Weaver has a pretty nice body. You can see her shape. She is very shapely, and I was like, "Fuck, somebody else could do the voice of this." But Phoebe Cates sure was fucking hot back then, boy. Was that?
So you're
Yeah,
just gonna
like,
use her?
small
You're just
boobs.
gonna put her there for her
I
body
cast
and then have
Cassandra
someone else do her
Peterson
voice?
as
No.
Shadow Weaver.
I had to because just the
Because
body.
I'm
It's like we're not going to see her face, so we don't see the face. Somebody else could do the voice, but as for the body, Phoebe Cates is really well known for some scenes, and I was like, damn,
Yeah, but
she would have filled that out.
But she can act too. You're not going to use her for. Oh my, Joe, you're such a pig.
That did. God, I have really come across horrible tonight. Just picking on Rebecca,
Joe just
which I
hates
wasn't.
women.
Now it sounds. This is terrible. This is
Weinstein,
not
the Fans of Power podcast.
Oh no! Come on now.
I've got to do a picture of Shadow Weaver, but I was gonna say Cassandra Peterson because for Joe, same just shallow reasons Joe.
Yeah.
See, so it's not
Okay.
just me. Even Rebecca did it. So there, I'm off the hook. Rebecca said.
Well, no.
Yes.
See, her
Yes, she
thing is, Rebecca said
She's
that
got the
Cassandra
moves, she's
Peterson
like-
would have the body, but she would also do the voice. You're saying you want Phoebe Cates just for her body, but you want someone else to do her voice. There's a huge difference there.
Yeah, dude.
Well, thanks for just making me look horrible. All right, I'm sorry. What about you, Nathan? Did you do a Shadow Weaver or no? Did you
No.
get that off
Nope.
the hook? Okay.
No, because I was kind of in that position. I'm like, all right, well, you're gonna have someone there. You're not gonna. They're gonna pull an Amato, right? You're not gonna see their face, and I don't think any prominent actor in the 80s would want to sign up to that just to be under a hood the whole time and not have their face shown. Kind of goes back to that whole thing we were talking about before with how actors are like, no, don't do this to me. They need to see my
Yeah.
face. So yeah, that's why I didn't
You'd have to
do
cast
Shadow
some
Weaver.
character actress who's.
Yeah, because if you're gonna do that, just throw an extra in the costume that has a nice bod, and then just have someone that's prominent in voice acting dub over the dialogue, and go with that.
Mm.
Maybe James Earl Jones could do Shadow Weaver.
Yeah, I cast him as Light Hope.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, you did a Light Hope? All right.
Very
that
nice.
was my Light Hope.
Is that something that we're probably all going to like? I'm going to say somebody next who is known for a lot of guns and killing. Smooth mustache, just the way his
Chuck
eyes
Norris.
look like. No,
It's Chuck Norris.
No. Get this.
Chuck Norris is She-Ra.
As
There you
Colonel
go.
Blast, I actually cast Colonel Blast, and I made it Charles Bronson. I was like, oh, this would be fucking awesome. We know Charles Bronson from Death Wish and a lot of other movies. Like, he would blow the shit out of people.
They're
So
hilarious.
and then I was like, what the fuck? We gotta have him in there. Out of nowhere, you wouldn't even expect it, and then you just see somebody come out with all these fucking guns, and it's Charles Bronson as Colonel Blast. He's there for 5 minutes, and he's gone. Fucking kills 100 people. But, okay, whoever's next, go ahead. But yeah, we had to do some Colonel Blast respect right there.
Let me go back in the studio mode, do some clicking again. I'm gonna, I'm assuming everybody did a casting for Bo, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So I was kind of torn on this one. Actually, I have two choices for Bo, and I don't think I have the other picture I wanted to use. So here are my two options, and you guys can, if they're both shit, you can tell me. Or you can say, like, you know what, this will probably work better than this one. And I'll start with my oldest first, since I don't have the picture of him. But I was like, you know, Robert Redford might be okay as Bo. He could pull off the mustache look. He's a good actor. You know, women think he's very attractive. And the other one I had, I'm like, well, if we'll go a little bit younger, but not by too much, but I think he could work better with who I've cast as Seahawk, but I put Nick Nolte as Bo.
Nick Nolte.
Yeah, I got. There's a picture of him here with the mustache. And you'll see his.
I
No,
don't see
you'll
your
see his
pictures.
hair.
I want to see your pictures of them. Is it up on screen?
Yeah. Well, we'll
God
have
damn
the
it,
delay and
Dora,
stuff.
what are we gonna do?
You can't picture without going.
He could lighten his voice a little bit. I know he's more than capable of doing it.
He sounds like he gargled with glass.
Get the hell off my property!
Yeah, well, you know what? Fuck it. That might be a direction to go. But look at him right there. He's a handsome man. He pulls off the mustache. He's got the hair. I think he would do all right, even if the voice was a detriment. Someone's like, that's not right. Damn it, he would be funny and he would be fun.
Hey, you know what? I'm not going to sit there and fucking mock you because the person I'm going to say is probably going to get shit on too. But I did cast Bo, and I picked somebody that not known for really a mustache, not known for
Chuck
being blonde.
Norris.
Or no, he's blonde-headed, but there's somebody that in his day, in those years, was probably cool, smooth with the women. He can use a bow and arrow, and I had John Schneider playing from, Bo Duke from Dukes of Hazzard. I was like, I think he would probably look pretty smooth. He's like a ladies' guy. He had like the physique that would fit the role, and I was picturing him being redhead and with the mustache. I was like, he might be able to pull it off. So I picked John Schneider.
That's
Look
fair.
at Nathan.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No. So, all right, out of those picks, because you guys were taking a big old dookie on Nick Nolte, you think Robert Redford would be a better choice,
think
even though he
both of
was
them.
I would
older?
cast Nick Nolte because he's funny as hell.
I
Like,
see.
Nick Nolte and anything. But that's the thing, though. I'm picking, but even though Robert Redford is, yes, a great actor, I mean, I can't help but laugh at Nick Nolte whenever he just says anything slightly monotone, like just, I think of 48 hours. Here's your
Never be
goddamn
able to
dinner.
look at him again.
Yeah.
I can't look at the Bo figure character again. After the same, after Nick Nolte. That's the greatest thing ever.
I think it would be a fun little twist. But honestly, I would probably go with Robert Redford just because I think he would lend a better performance and do the character justice more than Nick
Maybe
Nolte
offer all
would.
the girls, I'll give you $1 million if I could sleep with her.
God, what a fucked
I
up
love A
movie.
Decent Proposal. That's such a fun movie.
What about you, Rebecca? Who did you pick? Pat Sajak for Bo, or what did you?
I was trying really hard to find somebody that I liked enough for Bo, so I picked Dennis Quaid because he
I
looked
don't
really
like
hot
Dennis
in
Quaid.
Caveman.
I've never liked Dennis Quaid.
You don't like Dennis Quaid? I'd
Nah,
pick
I don't.
for his body because I'm pig like that, Joe.
Yeah, there we go. We got
Big
Phoebe
on
Cates and
Joe.
Dennis Quaid.
No, I like Dennis Quaid.
Terrible. Oh yeah. What was that?
Have you seen Jaws 3?
Yes, I have.
She didn't sound
And
excited
That's
about
not good.
and hey, what?
Not good. Good job.
I mean,
It is the
you know,
worst one because it's the most boring one.
Oh,
Like
by
at least
far.
Jaws 4 is very funny.
Yeah.
You know, it's
My God,
I
we're
can
gonna
watch
have
it, but the
Jaws
other ones.
revenge discussion on this podcast at some point.
A shark that follows like fucking Jason Voorhees in Part 8. He's
It's on
coming for revenge.
Yeah,
All the way down to the Bahamas, man.
she wants revenge. It's the mama shark, right?
Bitch.
I always thought it was like a brother or a son. I figured the first one was the father.
I always thought it was the
This is me as
mom,
a
and it was
kid
like the
taught
mom
thinking.
versus the mom kind of thing.
See, I never thought it was
That's
a
what I
mom.
thought.
And two, in Jaws 2, the novelization, the Jaws is a female in the second movie, in the book at least. But
That might.
Who was
a
your
bit of Jaws
boat,
trivia
Tyler?
for you. My boat is the Swayze, Patrick Swayze.
Swayze.
Oh, nice.
The guy who knows how to fight. Seen Roadhouse. I'm gonna give it. I swear, I don't understand how Joe and some people out there don't like Roadhouse, or associate with some sort of like
I don't know
country
either.
bumpkin, bullshit. It's like no. It's that and Point Break make Patrick Swayze like not only was he a heartthrob
I like
with
that.
the ladies, but he could fight.
Mhm. That's what I liked.
Plus-
I like about him and Dennis Quaid and Robert Redford. They're ladies' men. You know.
You got to think
You could
about that.
see-
There should be men that women are crazy about, but the guys can he's a cool guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, there's a character that I had a hell of a time trying to cast for, and I couldn't do it. But I'm going to use and say what somebody on my
Kane
wall
Hodder.
said. Brian Charles Rooney, he had his casting for Seahawk, and he said Greg Evigan, and I remembered him from My Two Dads. He is, he's somebody. He has this his mustache, but he's a smooth cockiness, the suave guy. I was like, I could see
Thought
him
about
fitting
that
that.
show and like
I used to watch
probably
that show
since it
pretty
Oh, yeah.
religiously.
premiered.
Oh, My Two Dads, yeah, with Stacey Keenan. Good Lord,
I always thought she was so hot when I was a kid.
Oh yeah, good.
Yeah,
great.
but see, like
She was a
I
real
need to
bitch
look
on
it
Step
up.
by Step, though.
she was
I don't
hot.
I don't
She
like
was
that they did that to her. Man, that pissed me off.
She
too.
was-
They made her like that.
she was hot in My Two Dads, but then when Step by Step came out, like they threw
I
her
wish
under
they
the
didn't
bus,
do that.
man.
They shouldn't have did that to her. That
She
pissed
was
me
still
off.
hot,
And
but what a bitch she was, man.
yeah, that's what I meant. It made her character unlikable. And then towards the end, you try to start. Oh, she's kind of, but it's like, oh man.
She was
Yeah, it
always
pissed
giving
me off, but-
Cody shit.
Yeah, but I always knew her from My Two Dads. That's where I knew her from. I was like, yes, I love her from there. But yeah, so anyways, I couldn't do a Seahawk, but Brian Charles Rooney said Greg Evigan, and I think that's a good
Yeah, I
choice.
can
of a
see that
Seahawk.
guy.
Did you do a Seahawk there, Rebecca?
Yes, I did, and I picked Val Kilmer
Ah, okay.
because before I compared him to Mad Mardigan, and I love Val Kilmer, so of course I was gonna put him in there.
How about that? Because I cast Val Kilmer as Seahawk, too.
That's
You're
crazy.
awesome, Tyler.
I had this gut feeling watch her cast someone from Willow is going to be in this that's going to match up
Cast
with
two
mine.
people for Willow.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, love
I
Val
bet she
Kilmer.
cast Warwick Davis as Cal. I bet you did.
Yes,
She did.
but I didn't.
knew it.
But I did. I would cast Warwick Davis as anybody. If I was a director, Warwick Davis would be in everything.
Oh yeah, he would definitely be a regular worker, like how Joe Dante always has certain actors he works with all the time. John Carpenter, yeah, he'd be a regular for me too.
But yeah,
I
Val
did-
Kilmer would be Seahawk. Because
mu-
seeing him as Mad Mardigan, I was like, that's pretty much She-Hulk, so...
Mm-hmm.
I went with Kurt Russell just because I love Kurt Russell, and I
Okay.
think he would play well off of.
Yeah,
That's
play
why
like Jack Burton, a very
Yes.
Hmm.
Guy thinks he
and-
has a clue but has no clue.
Yeah, and I don't know. I think if I went with my Nick Nolte to see Nick Nolte and Kurt Russell chewing up the scenes together, I think it would just make for a good time if they did the dialogue right.
That's
So
the greatest thing ever. I still can't get over that. All right. Well, I did cast a Spella, and I picked Catherine Bach, and she's from Dukes of Hazzard, Daisy Duke. I was like, I could picture her. I was like, I couldn't help it. Dukes of Hazzard. There was two of them that worked
the
perfect.
entire
And-
Dukes of Hazzard cast in the She-Ra
Wait till you
movie.
see who. Wait till you
I was
see
gonna
who I
say
did Boss
Roscoe.
Hog
Who'd you
as.
cast Roscoe P. Coltrane as?
Wait, who did you cast her as?
Castaspella. Because she does have the hair. I could picture if her hair was a slightly different color, but she has the facial, structure. She does have the body to fit, and she's active. She's like I said, she can move, she can get around, and she was a good pick. Yeah, I had to pick that. Daisy Duke.
Oh, I don't think I sent you the picture of Castaspella. Hold up.
Oh,
Let me
okay.
send it to you. I did cast Castaspella too.
I did too.
Castaspella. Okay, Tyler, you go ahead. I gotta find the picture.
I
forgot to
cast
send it to you.
Sigourney Weaver as a Castaspella because I like the idea of having a veteran actress playing a bit of an older than some of the other girls there, but has a lot of presence and could beat the shit out of anybody in terms of acting. She's my favorite actress anyway. I mean, you can put Sigourney Weaver in everything; she's going to deliver. I mean, she's gold. Sigourney is gold, so she's my
She is.
Castaspella, and she can be really super hot sometimes too. Like sometimes she plays it down. But she looks super hot in Ghostbusters 1 and 2 and Galaxy Quest. Oh my God. And the movie Heartbreakers too. Oh, Jesus. And
No, Heartbreakers is the one with Jennifer Love Hewitt in it.
I never
too,
watched it, but I saw the trailers. I'm like, oh my God, she looks amazing in that.
All right, Nathan, send me that picture.
Well, see, you gotta do
Now
the
I'm
Joe
clicking.
thing.
Now I'm clicking everything.
You gotta do the Joe thing where you're like, and this will be to you in about 5, 4, 3.
You mocking me?
Yeah.
No, I
I'm
chose,
always-
speaking of the other Willow
always
cast, I
mine.
chose Joanne Wally, who was Val Kilmer's wife at the time, as Castaspella.
It's Castaspella. That's a good one.
Beautiful redhead. I'm like, there you go. She was awesome in Willow, by the way. We should just do a
Damn right
Willow
she
video
was.
sometime.
I know.
It's such a fucking good movie.
Yeah. Either a commentary for it or we just sit around and discuss the hell out of it from like when it came out, the Tonka toys, we discuss everything. The windows, tiny cups, all kinds of crazy shit.
You know what? Maybe now is time to spill the beans on that because I've planted a few seeds and people are like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" and we don't have a logo for it or anything yet, and we don't know how frequent it will be, but it will be on this channel. They will be recorded, so it won't be live, of course, but we'll premiere it. You guys can chat. But we're gonna kind of go back a little bit, and you know how all these toy companies like to just reproduce and regurgitate things. We're gonna kind of do that on here too, and have a little bit of a split off, and it's gonna be called "And Now for Something Different." So it's gonna be like Beyond Retro was, but just not as frequent as that was. And we'll put it on here, and we'll talk about Willow, and we'll talk about if Joe wants to, as he's falling asleep. We'll talk about whatever the fuck Joe wants to talk about. He'd be like,
I'm sure he'll
let's-
want you to come on and talk about Rawhead Rex or some shit like that.
we already did that. We
I
already
know,
did
but
that.
because no one gave a fuck when we did it on Beyond Retro. Joe's like, we gotta go back and do it.
I love
again.
Rawhead Rex.
Becca said,
Hey, there we go.
Oh,
See,
all right,
see,
why
we
not
can
that
get
day?
Tyler. We get Tyler the fuck out of
take
here.
it
And we
off.
bring
I'll
Rebecca
take it
on
off.
and
bless
talk
you,
about all these
Rebecca.
shitty
You
movies.
got
that
kicked.
shit.
I want to make John
That's
that
some
costume where you're just like, all the time.
There, that's some good
Speaking
taste.
of
By the
which,
way, Willow,
I need to talk to John because that Templar costume he's making
It's
for
beautiful.
Tombs of the Blind Dead is amazing.
Have you
Yeah.
seen that? Have you seen that movie?
Yes, I love
Awesome.
that movie.
Most people were
It-
to ask were like, I don't know what that
so
movie
good.
is. It's like there's four
so
of them.
so
have you guys ever
atmospheric
played
too.
Willow, the
Oh my
arcade
God.
game. That was a really
I have
good.
not.
I never got to play that.
No?
When I knew that, I was like, holy
Oh,
shit, there's an arcade game? Like, no one around here, not the mall, not Hills, nobody had that arcade game.
It was I mean, it looked fucking great, played great, but it had some good replay value. It sucks that didn't pop up. I don't know why, especially as hot as the movie was back in the day, why that didn't pop up in more arcades. Great fucking game.
I mean, and maybe it did when we had our Jolly Time arcade at the mall, which is jam packed. When the movie came out, and I think I'd actually start going to Jolly Time until probably 89 or 90. So maybe they had it, and I just never saw it there, possibly.
It never came around to any of the local laundromats and 7-Elevens around here because I didn't go to the mall that often when I was that young. So most of my arcade experiences were 7-Eleven. The laundromat was pretty frequent with switching out arcade machines, but they would only have 2. And then there was a convenience store beside of the laundromat that would have I think it was 2 arcade machines and a pinball machine, and those swapped out, and I never saw the Willow arcade game.
How many of you guys experienced the one that really got me in the arcades early, before, of course, the whole fighting game craze started? Was it was Raztan. Holy shit! Did that music just boom when
Never
you
heard of it.
started? You know,
I'd
oh
have to-
goddamn! Tyler, I'll honestly link
I'd
you
have to
that
look at
after
it.
we're done. You got to go to YouTube. But it was like my version of He-Man, because there was no He-Man game, and it was a barbarian warrior with a sword.
See, I think
Oh,
of the game
Wait.
Magic Sword, which I thought looked like He-Man, which was a blonde haired
Tyler, I
barbarian.
mean, you would have lost your shit, and beyond that.
I remember that. This was actually at the laundromat, the said laundromat I was talking
shit.
about.
And I'm not kidding. Now, see, the thing is, if you guys go to
Raztan?
YouTube and you type in Raztan, but it's
Is it Raztan?
Rastan.
Rastan.
Now, the thing is, if you have headphones and you listen to music, it's good, but I shit you not, it was one of the first games to where that Dolby Surround, whatever the bullshit it was called, it boomed in the whole
Dolby
fucking-
Surround, whatever that
No, I
fucking
mean,
piece
what
of shit
I'm
is.
saying is the whole fucking arcade, that is what you'd hear. You felt like you were in there and living this barbaric fucking...
I was gonna say one of these
side-
pictures clearly was ripping off Conan.
You'd love... Tyler, I'm not kidding, you'd have lost your shit. Cause
I remember
I
it.
would like playing.
Stuff.
This looks a lot like Magic Sword.
It was tough. I remember that game being hard, though. But then again, when I'm playing it, I'm like 5 or 6, so I'm not
when we're done, though,
very
like
good
I
at
said,
it
you
anymore.
guys YouTube a video of it and just listen to that shit. It was thunderous. So,
What was
all right.
that one you showed me with the 2 twins on it? That looked really cool. Wasn't that an
Oh,
arcade
see, now
game?
you guys need to look up Magic
that
Sword
was,
too.
Oh no, that was an Atari game where
An
they had a
Atari
series
game.
of games. Yeah, and those,
Almost
like I
like
said, we'll talk about
Snake.
that Sword Quest. Yeah, that was good shit.
Yeah, Sword Quest. There you go. That
Yep,
was it.
and that was.
I've been
Oh,
meaning
yeah,
to look that
yeah.
up.
Game-
After you posted it, I'd not heard of it before you posted it, so I'm like,
Yeah,
that
I
looks
don't
right up my alley.
remember. I
Terrible.
don't remember Magic Sword.
This was at Hills. I
all.
remember this was at Hills, the same Hills you and I would go to. I remember seeing this at Hills quite often, or for a while.
I mean, that is a cool marquee.
I mean, like that.
marquee.
I mean, I
There's
got
my
that. Even
southern
though I
accent.
had that as a magnet. That our arcade cabinet marquee. I got that on my refrigerator.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is that when we were at Mad Monster and they
No,
had all
I
those...
just know it, but it made me think of that there was someone selling on eBay like arcade marquee magnets. So I've got X-Men, Spider-Man, Turtles in Time. I've got Magic Sword. I got a few on my refrigerator.
But do you have a magnet on your fridge of the movie poster Cool as Ice, starring Vanilla Ice?
Okay.
No, but I have seen that. I have seen that to buy.
What a piece of shit, huh?
Yeah,
Dear God. Well, let me get to a
I've seen
pick
the
that
trailers
is.
for that as a kid.
Yeah.
this
She's
was-
like riding on the horse on the fence line, and he's like on his bike trying to be all cool and everything.
This
His crotch rocket is all
Yeah.
the cool kids say.
It's so obscure that this pick, I doubt you guys cast this character. You might have, but I don't know if you did the same one. But first, let me just say, of course, you all know Michael Berryman. You know, Hills Have Eyes,
Yeah.
a lot of other
Oh,
movies.
yeah.
Shit.
I met him.
I had to put him. All right, did you? No, that's awesome. I had to cast him as Voltac. I was like, could you picture Voltac
Aw.
and being so gangly and freaky? I was like, he would have been a perfect fucking Voltac. So that was
Yeah, he should
one I
definitely
guess-
have been. I'm glad you incorporated him because he
His
should
face
definitely
is a
be
little
in
more
Master Chief.
misproportionate to be Voltac, though.
Well,
I
it's
want
just
someone with a more
imagine
symmetrical
organic,
face.
real. Well, the thing is, I picture something like that should be organic and freaky looking, and it's not me picking on him, but he is a scary looking individual, a nice guy. Don't get me wrong, but just
Very
some
nice.
people have a creepy look. That's why they're cast in certain ways. But I
That's
think
why they wear masks on their face every week.
what a dick. All right,
Oh.
go ahead, Rebecca. What do you got? What's your next character?
All right, since we're going with more obscure characters, I picked Christopher Reeve as General Sandar.
Oh wow, huh?
Man, she cast under too.
Oh, you cast him too?
I cast him too. Yeah,
Awesome.
I didn't go with the Reeve though, but I'm not going to argue that because Christopher Reeve is gold too.
So good. Not only is he just so good looking, he's fantastic actor.
And just a presence.
That scene in Superman where when Lois dies is
Yeah.
like the most emotional scene in any freaking movie. I don't care what anybody else
But
says.
do you think he would want to go through and wear the helmet for
He
a
doesn't
long
have to
period
wear
of
it
time?
the whole time. It could be after he's turned good. I don't know. But he would be cool. That scene where he's standing up the Hordak was like, guy has to have a presence. Whoever plays him, to where because that scene where he's standing up the Hordak in the Filmation show, it's just like he's just like he's not afraid of him.
He has
I can
that
see him there
presence. It's
standing there with his
believable.
arms crossed, just staring down Hordak.
Yep.
Yeah.
But
And you see that look on Hordak's face, like,
What do I do?
yeah, he's like, I can't fuck with this dude. Okay.
I don't think David Prowse would appreciate this casting at all.
No, he
He
would
was still
not.
alive. Because
Yeah.
he fucking hates Christopher Reeve.
Oh boy, yeah,
Or
he made
he
a point
did.
to, like,
Sorry.
to-
Rest in peace,
yeah,
David
well,
Prowse.
Now maybe they've settled their differences now that they both passed on. You know.
Maybe.
Yeah. But he
I don't know.
He was pretty pissed off when I asked him about training Christopher Reeve for Superman. Like he did not have anything nice to say about Christopher Reeve.
But that was like
he was so nice.
David
Prowse was a sweetheart to us.
That was a light.
He even told me I
switch,
looked good. He was like, "Man, you look fantastic." I'm like, "Oh my,
Oh, God.
That's why
God,
he
it
trained
gets
him
us all the
for
time.
Superman.
Oh.
He trained him for Superman, right?
Yeah.
And
I didn't know he didn't like
wasn't
him.
not a good time.
Why?
Yeah." Because Chris was essentially acting like a real diva on set while he went off to do some promotion for some bodybuilding competitions. He was gone from the set. He shows up and Chris starts cussing him out on the set in front
I
of
find that so hard to
everybody about, "Hey, look, I'm losing my muscle." Essentially, that's what it was. And he's trying to comment like, "You look great, Chris. You look fantastic." And he was just dressing him down in front of everybody on the set. And I think Donner pulled him off to the side and was like, "Look, just do what he wants, give him what he needs." And so he said when he saw that Chris was paralyzed from the horse accident, he said he didn't feel bad for him at all. He said that to me, Nathan. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, holy
that's
shit, dude.
But
you're not gonna get that news anywhere else, people.
As
Wow.
terrible as that sounds.
I can't see him doing that. I don't know. I mean, I have Christopher Reeve on a pedestal, so.
Well, I do too. But David Prowse, he was so calm. Like, he didn't speak maliciously. He was just saying, I just didn't like how he treated me. He was very ugly to me. He was not appreciative. And just was very demanding on the set of Superman. I don't know how long they worked together, or if he even helped them out in finishing on Superman 2 or any of the other sequels. But he didn't cuss Chris or anything like that. He was just very calm about it, and
That's
who'd have thought?
David Prowse.
I was just trying to ask him
had to
something
put
that
up
most
with
people ask him about Star Wars, but I wanted to know more about that story. So.
And I mean, when you think about it, just in life, right? Like, no matter how decent of a person you are, or even no matter how terrible of a person you are, no matter which way you swing it, in someone's story, you're going to be the villain, right? Maybe that was just that circumstance with those guys.
Yeah, it can always happen. All right,
I feel bad
asshole,
for
what's
David
your next
Prowse
picnic?
because he had to deal with a lot of crap from the whole drama with George Lucas and him, and
Sure.
Which I would be pissed off about that too.
yeah, that was understandable. And then he was banned from all Star Wars cons, and that sucks.
Which was that was a bummer.
Speaking of angry all the time, what do you got?
I like how Joe's like, come on.
Enough
next
of
pick.
this non-He-Man talk.
Yeah. Let's see. What do I got here? Well, I'll toss this one out just because it is. I made sure I put it down because I'm like, I know it will get mentioned, and then I'll give another pick immediately after this. But I think it's safe to say, and Tyler and I even talked about this earlier. Grace Jones as Huntara is just that's like all support.
It's a given. All of us had that. That's why we didn't even say it. Every one of us.
I didn't even make my list.
But we got to put it out there.
You're right. In the before somebody's
space.
Like, you guys are dumb. This is so obvious. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
that's the whole point, jackass.
Well, then I will do. Let me do my Natasha.
No, Joe.
And
hey,
you don't have to
Joe.
make her purple because Huntara was supposed to have.
I didn't get to do mine.
Oh, we're sorry, Tyler. You go ahead, buddy. What do you got there, champ?
All right, there, Joe.
Thank you, Joe.
Yes, thank you, Rebecca. Again.
Fuck you, Joe.
There we go. All right, my General Thunder. I cast Timothy Dalton.
Oh.
As such an underrated badass as Bond and in general. I loved him in The Rocketeer. That's the first thing I ever saw him in was The Rocketeer.
More people, and I know
totally
they're gonna
can see that. 100% can see that.
They're doing like a sequel or remaking or something. There's going to be like a series on Disney Plus with Rocketeer.
Of the
I'm like, you know
Rocketeer?
what? It's nice to see it getting some love again, but what just a underrated, underappreciated movie that
Yeah.
And everybody you speak to likes the film. Like no one ever shits on the film. Like
yeah, and that beautiful poster art.
Oh
you know?
man,
so
Summer
good.
1991.
The same summer as Robin Hood,
I
Prince
love
of
that
Thieves,
movie as a
man.
kid.
Oh, God, I went and saw Rocketeer at Myrtle Beach. Like, oh god, what an experience, man! So cool.
I never seen Robin Hood.
Yes, amongst other things, Joe.
I had to bring the shirt out because every time he mentions it, like, I haven't seen it. And I would
Roadhouse.
Your new shirt on T-Poly says I haven't seen Robin Hood.
But I've seen Robin Hood Men in Tights, so.
No, just make a shirt with Joe, a cutout of Joe with a bubble that says, "What are movies?"
Yeah. Because no, I didn't see Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, Rebecca, but I did see Robin Hood Men in Tights.
You did.
No, I said I was gonna see it, but I didn't. I lied.
I thought you said you saw it like a long time ago.
No,
he thought Morgan Freeman was playing Robin Hood, and he got pissed off and walked out.
I just didn't watch it. I'm sorry. I'll watch it someday.
Trading cards for Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. They had trading cards for the Rocketeer. I was buying trading cards a lot that particular summer.
Yeah, I wasn't.
Yeah, we didn't ask you.
Fuck you, Joe.
Go ahead, Nathan.
There we go.
Oh, let's see. That's the thing. I was supposed.
Thank you, Emily.
I will thank her when she comes back, Joe. Well, isn't it funny how I was like, hey, I'm going to put this out there that everybody, this is common knowledge. We were all going to pick this, and then I'll give another pick, and Joe's like, oh, well, blah, blah, blah. And then Tyler's like, no, actually, hang on, I has another pick. Which one do I want to go with here? Fuck it. I went with Melanie Griffith as Glimmer. I think she had a beautiful face in the 80s. I think she would have pulled off the character pretty well.
She could have played almost any of the She-Ra characters, I think.
She kind of fit with anybody. An honorable mention, originally I had Jill Whitlow. And people are like, who? From Night of the Creeps?
Oh, okay, yeah.
I had her.
You guys might hate mine. You're going to probably hate my Glimmer, but I picked my Glimmer because, Glimmer's got to be younger.
Well,
is it Morgan Freeman?
Talking about his Glimmer there, Joe.
Oh, didn't you say Glimmer? Didn't you say Glimmer? Thanks, Emily.
He did say, but he wasn't done talking about it.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Finish talking about Glimmer. What were you saying there, Nathan? I wasn't listening. I fell asleep. No, go ahead.
No, I said everything that I needed to say.
Oh, you did good. Thank God. Okay. Well, no, I'm sorry.
Just want to make Tyler look like an asshole now.
Yeah, again, Rebecca's there to always say it. I think we're up to 10 fuck you Joes. But I picked a Glimmer, like I said, because Glimmer's got to be a little younger, and there was a girl that, good God, I had a thing for back then. And I think she would have been a nice
Phoebe Cates.
Alyssa Milano. Picture her with some nice flowing, pink hair, and she would have been young.
She was too young back then.
No, she wasn't. She would have been 16 around that time. That would have been probably the perfect young Glimmer at that time. So Alyssa Milano.
But this isn't who. This is like Who's the Boss, Alyssa Milano. This isn't Embrace the Vampire, Alyssa Milano.
I'm not doing a porn version, like I said. But she was, like I said,
that wasn't a porn movie.
Well, you know what I mean, basically.
He wants to. He's like, Melissa Milano, you get Phoebe Cates
Poison
in there.
Ivy. Wait,
you were the one. Also, Joe was the Joe was the one alluding earlier when he's talking about Phoebe Cates that he's basically what's his fucking face in the bathroom. That would be a good Photoshop. There you go.
I didn't say nothing perverted about Alyssa Milano. So she was perfect. She would have been obviously Glimmer's younger. She would have been the perfect fit, I think, for that role. Would have been Alyssa Milano as Glimmer. So there you go. What do you think of that?
Well, I would say Rebecca's probably the next best Glimmer cast. Like I wasn't gonna copy hers because I already knew who she's gonna pick. But I'm like, so I cast someone else. I think both you guys will like though.
Who's your pick?
Tiffany Amber Thiessen.
Well, I liked. Remember.
Who's that again?
Kelly Kapowski.
Oh.
Wait. Hang on, Rebecca.
I was about to say. I was like.
Come on.
Yeah, there you go.
Come on.
I was even asking my boyfriend, like, who can she play because she's so pretty.
And I'm not being a dick, but she was always my third on Saved by the Bell. It was always Lisa.
She would have been even younger at the time.
No, I don't know about that. Wasn't when she'd been around 16 at that time?
She was around that age too. But I don't look at these characters as teenagers, or I look at them all as in their early 20s.
All right, so what time? What are we going? Like, what is the time period we're talking? We're talking like 88,
Yeah, it would
something
be like a
88,
sequel
yeah.
to Mass
She would have been 14 at the time.
Well,
So-
89. Put it 89. That's when it would have
No,
probably.
no. We are going like that's not going to work then.
It's got to take a 2-year thing.
No, so then I'm going to have to piggyback off Rebecca's because that was pretty damn good casting with her. So her casting of Glimmer is my choice as well. Because
That's
What's
Olivia
yours?
Diallo.
yeah,
Who's Diablo Sandwich?
oh my
What'd you say?
god,
Diablo sandwich.
Princess Jenna from Conan the Destroyer.
he doesn't know what that is.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, there you go. Then yeah, that
The
is
older
a hot
sister
choice.
from Wonder
I
Years,
love her. Yeah, sister from
the
Wonder
hippie
Years.
chick. Yeah, that was fucking what's his name from Friends? David
She's a
Schwimmer,
Diablo
asshole.
Actually, Joe,
Diablo.
you would like this since Wonder Years. They remade Wonder Years, but they made it.
I didn't think about this. I'm surprised Joe hasn't been like chomping at the bit, getting hard nipples over
All right.
this.
So they remade Wonder Years,
Mhm.
and it takes place in the late '60s in Alabama, and the family's black. Don Cheadle does the narration on it, and you know what? Surprisingly, because I've watched the first 2 episodes, it's actually really good. I was worried because anytime they do that, I don't give a shit about
No, it's like
race
no, it's not
swapping
supposed
or
to be
anything, but-
recasting the exact family
No,
in the exact
no,
time period. It's
no,
a
no,
different
no.
time
Yeah.
period. It's a different family.
Yeah.
That's I mean, it's a different Wonder
yeah.
Year.
Well, but when you hear they're remaking this, you know, people or whatever, so they're actually it's done very well. I was surprised because it's so easy to fuck all that shit up because they just
Sure.
can't do it
Sure.
anymore.
All right.
But yeah, no.
Well, I liked your Diablo. I like
Oh my
that
God,
pick
Joe's
that
just
pick
like-
you did right there.
Diablo.
We're not talking
Oh
about that.
yeah, Diablo. I like that. All right,
Diablo
anyway,
sandwich as Glimmer.
well, you remember Buford T. Justice when he ordered the Diablo sandwich, Dr. Pepper, you know, and Smokey and the Bandit. Oh, never mind. Okay, so
Man, fuck Smokey and the Bandit.
oh, hey, you can't mess with Buford T. Justice. Anyways, so I'm gonna go with my
I don't
Natasha.
give 2 shits about that movie. I don't give
Hey.
a fuck about.
Hey, you watch your language. There's a young
you
lady.
know, I like Burt Reynolds, but fuck Smokey and
there's-
the Bandit,
There's
man.
a young lady here. Please watch your mouth. You gotta clean up the language, Nathan. So, anyways,
She's the girl, Joe. It's not a
The
lady,
girl.
it's a girl.
that's right.
Girl,
So
who's the girl?
I have Natasha,
Girl.
and of course, if you think Mad Max, and you think of somebody that looked perfect as that role, I had to pick Tina Turner as Natasha. I was going through a couple at one point. I was thinking, do I pick somebody else or do I go with her? But I went with Tina Turner. I think
No,
she'd be.
Because I
Even
was
more
Look
gonna.
at
hair.
the hair.
that
Look at the
one.
hair.
I cast her too.
Oh no shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Well, how about that?
No. I cast Natasha. I didn't cast Tina Turner.
Oh, I thought you did the same. Oh, I thought you
No,
said.
I
'cause
said I
was-
Tina
one
Turner
other?
as Hordak.
I was between Pam Grier and Tina Turner, but I was like,
I did cast Pam Grier as my
no
Natasha.
kidding. I was looking at both, but I was like,
Hi.
I don't. Tina Turner look. It's funny that we both picked. Okay, all right. Well,
See, I was thinking about going younger. I didn't make this official, but it was
I
like
thought Holly
passing.
Robinson. When you said younger, I thought Holly Robinson from 21 Jump Street and Hanging with Mr. Cooper.
I was gonna go with Robin Givens.
Oh
actually.
God, boy, she was super hot. Oh my God.
That's who I would have went with for Natasha.
That's a
But
good
I
choice
didn't-
too.
I didn't make it like a thing on mine, but yeah, Tina Turner. That's
Yeah.
odd, but okay.
even the hair was similar. If you look at Natasha with her hair and how Tina Turner was in Mad Max, there was a similar vibe, and she looked like she had that fit look, like she could just be perfect for the role. So yeah. What about you, Rebecca? Did you do a Natasha or no?
I already said her. Tina
Oh, you
Davis.
did. I'm so Cena. Who?
Tina Davis.
That's
Oh,
Natasha?
sorry. Natasha.
I was saying,
What?
What?
I was like, what? I was like,
My
what?
head's going to Intrepida. No, I did not. I was thinking Whitney Houston, but
Okay,
because
all
I
right.
think Tyler mentioned her before, and I was like, oh, well, that's great. I don't want to
Can-
overdo that.
Can we
Sorry,
talk
my
about
brain
can
is.
can we talk about the bodyguard again? Can we talk about
Oh,
that
yeah.
scene, please? Tyler, bring it into context.
About Luis Gomez. Oh yeah. Just want to explain what the scene was again.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Something fucked up happened concerning Whitney Houston's character, and Kevin Costner's going through the grounds like looking for this guy named Luis Gomez. So I guess we're supposed to be watching something like her food or whatever it was. It's been once since I've seen it, but he storms into the kitchen yelling, "Luis Gomez!" He's looking around and he sees this guy sitting there smoking either a cigarette or a joint. Like, I mean, just like this face. He's like, "You Luis Gomez? What are you? None of your fucking business. And he just jerks the guy and starts beating the fuck out of him in the kitchen right in front of everybody. And his wife comes in, my husband. And he's like, and he realizes what he's done. He's gone over the top by beating the shit out of this poor guy just smoking a joint in the kitchen who doesn't give a fuck about anything. But just the way he says, none of your fucking business, and just gets the shit beat out of it. I just thought was so funny. But no one knows what I'm talking about. I'm going to go to my grave. No one's going to know what I'm talking about. Not even Doosan, who knows every reference we make on this podcast, will know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Yeah, I wish the scene was on YouTube. So I
it's not. I've looked it up too because if I could find it, I'd share you guys with it. And you guys are like, that's not that funny, Tyler. But
it might not be because you and I have done that a lot, where we like take scenes from movies and we act them out, and people think it's funny then, but then they watch the scene and they're like, actually, it's not that funny, and you're like, oh, come on.
Yeah,
it's hilarious.
I feel like once we get Rebecca to actually see Falling Down, I think she will laugh her ass off a lot. Not that it's trying to be funny, but you just can't help but laugh at the situations. Because we know John Boy, he loves that film.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be
Joe
another one.
To see it, right, Joe?
Of course, we'll add that to the list. He hasn't watched Alien or Aliens at all either,
what?
right?
Are you
I don't
shitting
think
me?
he has. I don't think he has, right, Joe?
Well, look, this is what happened.
See?
We're wrong, Rex, and you haven't seen at least one Alien film? Fuck
Well,
you, man.
He has seen Axum, though.
Hold on. Yes, Axum was pretty good.
God,
But anyway, so
man, that
I
It didn't have
It's not,
BB cakes
Joe.
in it. He's not watching it.
That's messed up. You seriously have
If
not
he can't
seen
pull a
Alien?
Judge
No,
Reinhold there in the bathroom, he's not going to watch it.
You gotta let me finish. I seen the first one, but that
Just
was
like
when I was-
Judge, man.
Hold
Just
up.
like Judge.
I seen the first one, but it was when I was a kid, and I only seen it that once. But I've never seen any of the other Alien movies. I'll watch them sometime. I just never.
They play them on AMC in October or whatever. They've been doing
This is what
it. You do that all the time. You're like,
Is
they're
the
playing
podcast
Halloween
over?
5 on AMC, but you don't
Is-
go and sit and
is
watch
the podcast
Alien or
over?
Aliens.
Is it over, Tyler? Is
Oh
it
my
Flip the
god,
table.
you're such a cat and dipshit. You know that?
I swear I'm gonna watch them if they.
No,
you know,
you're
they're on
not.
something.
You're not.
Well, yeah, I
you're
will.
not.
I swear I will.
God.
If they have them on like what, Netflix or something, or
Believe this.
he looks disappointed. He genuinely looks kind of
I
disappointed.
mean, it is
like,
kind of
what?
disappointing that,
I
like
mean,
you'll watch fucking shitty Dukes of Hazzard and Smokey and the Bandit. You like these things about these dumb fucks running around in cars from the cops, but you don't want to watch a good science fiction horror film.
I'm gonna watch
wrong
him.
with you?
swear
I don't
will.
know how you've gone all this time. You're older than all of us, and you have yet to see Aliens?
I swear. I'm gonna,
Yeah, man, you would think being like 58 years old, he would have been like the prime candidate for checking this shit out.
I don't know, like, as a man who's into action films and horror films, as a general statement, has not seen fucking Aliens. I don't get that. I don't know how it's possible.
I don't either.
I don't know how it happened. I think the thing was, this is kind of weird. I'm starting to like actually get a memory. When I was a kid and I seen the first one, it was like gross. Like it kind of freaked me out because I was real young and it like almost
Did you
made me
shit
sick.
your
And I
I was
remember
gonna ask the same thing.
I remember my brother purposely, because I put all my toys, I would like, shove them like, under my bed or into the closet and then close, the door before they all fell out. Well, he always knew when I opened the closet door, some of the shit would fall off. He drew a goofy like xenomorph on there, and it like creeped me.
So you know the terminology and you haven't watched the fucking movie?
Well,
What
it
is
creeped
wrong
me
with you?
out. So I think it just made me not want to watch any of the fucking movies again. So, but I will watch them. I promise. I'm gonna watch them in 2 weeks.
No, he's not.
No, you won't.
No, you won't.
It's
Yeah,
gonna
we
be
could
G.I.
even
Joe
send
all
you-
over
you
again.
can
It
start
took him
one
a
of
whole
those.
quadrilogy.
You can start one of those stupid like watching for the first time YouTube
Streams
channels that
or
are so
record his whole
popular right now.
bullshit reaction, and he like fakes all this crying like Kevin Smith did with his bullshit reaction.
Just make sure you
Just-
poop your pants.
Yeah. Oh, that's
shit.
gotta be live when Joe shits his pants. Oh, that'd be great.
Oh.
Oh, Alien Queen's so scary.
And then he'll pull a Tough Nerd Toys and be like, I gotta turn my camera off, and he's got to go clean all the shit off his ass, and then come back. But I didn't poop my pants. I'm the man.
Oh God. All right. Well, who's
On
next?
to you,
What's
Tough
Cooper's
Nerd.
pick?
On to you. Hot sauce gotcha. You can admit it. It's okay.
That's all right. Yeah, we'll see. What about you, Rebecca? What do you got next? Who do you got next up?
I think it's Nathan's turn.
Is it? Well, no, it's yours because you were gonna say
Oh!
you screwed it up. So now you got to do something.
All right, for Scorpio, I've got Bridget Nielsen.
I
Oh my
cast her
God,
this
no,
way,
wait,
but
I did
not
it.
a Scorpio.
Oh,
I did the same thing, and I did it because I just was being stereotypical. Like, maybe she would just talk oafish or something, or kind of the way she talked.
Oh
I
my
actually did pick
God.
the same character.
no, I did it because she's a badass.
I did it because she kind of would sound doofy if she would have did the voice too. I'm sorry, isn't that
Fuck
mean?
you,
You wouldn't have to actually do the actual Scorpio voice, moron.
Tyler, you missed it. She did the thing, and you were like starting
No,
to talk
she'd have
over top
Bridget
of it.
Nielsen's cool accent. She doesn't
Oh.
talk goofy, Joe.
Well,
Bridget Nielsen doesn't talk.
well, I meant, well, I don't know. I did pick her
Oh,
though.
well.
Shut up.
Like,
I did. I picked the same character for different
Shut your
reasons.
it's
fucking
cool that you
face.
picked Victor, but you picked her for the wrong reason.
For the wrong reason. You ain't shitting. Sorry about that. What about
Actually-
you,
Joe
Tyler?
is.
Picking on Bridget Nielsen.
I
Fuck
picked
you.
a Scorpia as well, and the picture here will kind of make it work a little more in the context I was thinking of. And I know that she's capable of going over the top, and she's prominent in a lot of 80s horror films. I went with Linnea Quigley because I think she could bring the proper energy to that role, and I have her here from Return of the Living Dead to kind of in contrast over top of what Newt has here to kind of play off of that.
Have
Not
you
the
seen
best
her,
pick.
her workout videos? It's hilarious.
I haven't, but
She's
I need
hilarious.
to. I think they're on YouTube, so I need to check them
She's
out.
completely self-aware. She's awesome.
Yeah. So I think taking all of that into consideration, it
It's
would
awesome.
be
She's
fun
like
to toss
she's
her
like
in
in shorts and tights, and she's like, "Who wants to work out in sweaty, ugly clothes? Not me."
Yeah.
I
She's awesome.
have to check those out. Might
I
have
see
you.
Joe sitting there watching
Joe,
her eat
you'll
like
love
a
him.
messy meatball sandwich.
there. Yep. Sitting on the toilet.
I imagine it's like the
Oh.
opening of Friday the 13th Part 4. Joe's like that doctor, like that coroner, like watching workout videos while he's eating shit. That's Joe.
Then I get my neck just turned around. Oh, great shit. All right, go ahead, Tyler. What you got?
For my Scorpio, I cast, I think Joe will like this one, Kelly LeBrock.
Okay, I do like that. I like that. Oh man, she'd be hot. And I guess she wouldn't talk doofy though, because I was mean with what I
No,
said.
she
about
had
Bridget.
that nice, like, British accent, and she could sound
Yeah.
very, pompous the way she could deliver her lines
Mhm.
there. Like
She could.
I see.
She's got a nice set of
the
lips.
duo of her and Gina Gershon standing side by side as Casual Scorpio, I thought was a great visual. I thought.
And that'd be a lot of lips, definitely. I mean, good
Mhm.
gracious.
Jeez.
All right, I didn't mean it like that. I mean, they just.
No,
Oh,
you
Jesus
did like
Christ.
that.
You know what? I'm sorry. Okay, all right, I picked a
Joe
weird
and his
one.
Filthy raincoat.
I did Double Trouble, and I was figuring somebody that got to play both sides. Of course, it's a role, but I was like, who's somebody that looked like, especially back in the day, had roles of nice, had roles of being nuts, almost split personality. I went with Ali Sheedy, and I'm sure you remember her from lots of movies.
Dude, I wanted to put her in some role because I had a huge crush on her in War Games. She's the hottest in War Games. I like what they do to her in Breakfast Club,
I
because
like
she's
when
like
she
the
made
weird
that
girl and they
sandwich.
make her
Remember
hot.
Breakfast
That
Club
was
with
her
the Captain
dandruff.
Crunch, the bread? Remember the bread sandwich with the Captain Crunch she ate in Breakfast Club? That
Dude.
That
was
was
delicious.
so you, Joe.
If you
Yeah.
no, but
I can still see you.
I've tried that. If you take
And it's
Captain
good.
Crunch, put it on bread with some peanut butter, I'm
Didn't
gonna
she
pull
put
an
the, like, the
Amato
sugar
here.
stick she poured on there, whatever the hell that was.
Yeah, she did.
That would probably make
Oh.
it better.
She took Pixie Sticks. She had all that sugar rush. I mean, I was like, yeah, that would have been the girl I've been all over.
Do you take your pimento loaf and throw it up against a statue in the library?
You know what? I think once we had that as a kid, and I was like, I never want to eat that again. That was so gross. I remember picking all that
It makes
shit
me
out of there.
almost like gag thinking about.
It is disgusting looking. I had one time I was like, this is fucking
What,
horrible.
pimento cheese?
Loaf.
the
It's
the
meat.
loaf. It has like the peppers and like the ham and shit.
Yeah. and the
Oh,
shit
okay,
in
yeah,
it.
no, all
Yeah.
right.
God,
No,
what a
yeah, that seems too much like meatloaf, and I fucking hate meatloaf.
Oh, it's
Oh,
different.
me
It,
too.
it looks more like kind
The
of a
food and the
nasty-
singer.
and even worse bologna. But oh god, terrible. So yeah, that's my pick that I did for Double Trouble. Ali Sheedy.
That's awesome. I wanted to put her. I didn't know what to cast her in, but I'm like, I want her in this movie. She can play anything, because man, War Games. Whew. She's cute as hell. And if I was, let's see, we're doing math. If Joe's 58 now, how old would he have been in 1983? That would have
He'd
been
have been
what?
40.
38 years ago, so even then he would have been like 20. So yeah, he probably had a thing for Ali Sheedy back then too.
Yeah.
Old bastard.
Pissed off. Who's next? Rebecca? Nathan? Who we got?
I don't know who's next.
I'll
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Go.
Tyler's got like 70 picks. Let him just start saying stuff.
I put Queen Angela in here,
I got her.
and
Yep.
I cast Lauren Hutton to play Queen Angela.
Oh, okay.
Striking as she is, she has a very prominent voice, presence.
Okay.
She's so fucking hot too, man.
Oh, okay. Once Bitten's probably what did you in, right?
Well, that and American Gigolo. You see her in like an American Gigolo too, like, or in just the '80s in general. Gosh, she's just such a striking beauty, and she can act.
I like that.
Yeah.
Well, I have a Queen Angela too. Mine's different, but she definitely has. I mean, the bone structure, face, the body. I think it'd be perfect, and that's Tanya Roberts. You might remember Sheena.
I thought
I
about
think,
casting
Tanya
her in here
Roberts.
at some point too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to think of somebody for her to play because she's so
Right,
beautiful.
because-
I'm like, she needs to be somebody in here, so I like it.
Yeah, and that's why I picked her. I was like, is it gonna be obvious to go to She-Ra? I was like, no, I don't want to do the She-Ra because it's a different level of the ways. It's all about the face. She-Ra was super tough. I mean, that's why I think why we're all saving her for last. But there was a reason I'm leaving
I
She-Ra
didn't
for
even
last.
cast She-Ra.
I cast her in the last episode we did.
Yeah, me
so
too.
Oh, then you know what? I might as well say I was going to say I didn't cast her. I didn't give her anybody because just like here's my reasoning. You know, seeing the Masters of the Universe movie, I've said the story a million times. I'm going to say it 1,000,001. In Rocky IV, of course, Drago, I fucking hated him. So when I seen that Dolph Lundgren was going to be He-Man, I was like, that's a fucking guy. That's Drago. I hate Drago. And it gave me a thought already in my head. I was like, that's the bad guy from Rocky IV. Fuck him. And I watched the movie and I was like, meh. I almost wish they didn't have a known actor, just like all the other people in the movies. Like, you didn't know half of these fucking people that were in there, Man at Arms and Teal and everybody. I was like, I don't know these fucking people. And it worked. So for She-Ra, I would have loved just seeing an unknown just actress fill that role to be known. That is She-Ra, not, that's from
How about Helen Slater? How about Helen Slater?
Oh,
She did good.
Supergirl. Wasn't she Supergirl?
Yeah, she's Supergirl.
Well,
And the Legend of Billie
Supergirl
Jean.
too.
it would have been in my head. I would have been like, oh, it's fucking Supergirl. So that's why She-Ra. No, I didn't cast
judgmental,
anybody.
I
Joe.
thought you said you were gonna save her for last, and you're like, well, I didn't cast her.
Well, you guys talked about it.
Well,
Like,
see,
fuck, I might as
now
well say it
he's got to be like, yeah, I didn't do it either. He's got to be the cool
Well,
kid.
since you guys
Still
said
up
you
to
already
nothing,
talked.
Joe.
Well,
We
you already
cast her in the
talked
last
about it.
episode. Where were you, Joe?
I don't know.
I was at home.
Well, here,
Yeah.
I'm going to give you an odd one. This is going to be crazy. It's just method acting. I can see the facial structure. He sure does not have a big build because, when you're looking at Hordak, of course, you might think, oh, let's have a big muscled guy. It's like, no, I don't have to do that. There could be bodysuits, could be something else, but somebody that looks like they could be sadistic in the face, but it's almost going against what I just said. But no, it's not. Fuck it. Anyways, Jack Nicholson. I was like, Jack Nicholson could probably be one sadistic, crazy fucking looking Hordak.
See, you're on. I also cast Hordak. I gotta do the clicky clicks here.
Okay.
And I went based off of looking at his body of work in the 80s and specifically how he yells and how he commands a room.
Okay.
And I think if you put him under the makeup and he yells and he's also like a very trained actor in a traditional style, so I think he could bring the same level that Frank Langella brought to Skeletor. And I did Anthony Hopkins as Hordak. Yeah, there's a video specifically on YouTube you can look that it's just like his performances and him screaming at people.
Those are some really good method actors. Somebody that, I can see what
Yeah.
you're saying.
So I think he could bring a presence to it that a lot of other people couldn't, even back then, especially back then, because that dude was kind of all over the place. He didn't really hit it big, I guess, until Silence of the
Silence of
Lambs.
the Lambs, yeah.
No, sometimes you're right. You got to move beyond sometimes just what we think of, like, oh, well, this guy maybe didn't look like the biggest person, or it'd be strange. But once you said, like, the way they talk, the way they speak, the way they can act, the emotions they convey, and then add on that the makeup and prosthetics,
Yeah.
you got to have somebody that can fucking act and do that, And
Yeah.
so
I think he
can
could.
agree.
I think he could.
I can see what you mean.
Tyler, did you have a Hordak?
I cast him in our last episode.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, Michael Ironside.
Oh, yeah, that would be pretty good too.
Yeah.
I remember that now.
What about you, Rebecca? Did you cast Hordak?
I was having a hard time casting Hordak, so no, I didn't.
Isn't it weird? The main characters of the movie, it's like, it seem like they're the hardest to do sometimes because you want it to be just right. Like all the other characters, not saying, they're all shitty because these are
we
the
should bring
other
up
characters.
our She-Ras just so people aren't like, why didn't you do She-Ra? Like, Tyler had a great choice. I had a great choice for She-Ra in the last one.
Yeah,
So.
I had Sandel Bergman play She-Ra.
Awesome. Mine was Allison Duty from The Last Crusade.
Super hot.
Who did you pick, Nathan? Did you pick anybody for She-Ra?
I already said I didn't pick a She-Ra.
Okay.
Where are you, Joe?
I don't know. My mind, remember, it goes away every 10 seconds. I forget what just
The
happened.
brain floats out of the head every 30 seconds, and
Yeah,
maybe
it's
it comes back. Maybe it does.
Maybe it's dementia. Nobody knows.
Eric Sanchez in the chat room said, "What about Jennifer Connelly from Labyrinth?" Somebody
that could have worked, especially in the 80s. That yeah.
No, but when
She
she
could have
did
been.
Labyrinth, she was like 15 or 16 though. That's
She
why
was
people kind of
14
make
in
it.
Well, true.
14.
Well, yeah.
See,
I
we're breaking our own rules here.
I guess it's because
like in the early 90s, like from the Rocketeer and stuff.
Rocketeer, like
In
I think it's
Dark
just
City.
because.
But she was a very
Yeah.
mature looking 14. Like I would not.
Yeah,
I would look at
that's-
her and see 14 years old.
I think that's
Totally,
what I
yeah.
was thinking at. Like
She looks like she's
compared
18.
compared to Tiffany Amber Thiessen and everything, she looked older than that, even though being
like
the
Ralph
same
Malcher
age
was
range.
playing a 16-year-old kid, and he was like 20 or 21 when he played the Karate
Exactly.
Kid. So
He's basically pulling a motto.
it's more about how you look. So
Yeah, and Joe's a handsome man. I mean, we wouldn't know. Yeah, well,
we hear
Jay,
stories. Joe's prettier than I am. So
yeah, he's actually the hottest person on the show. And we'll never know because no one's ever seen his face. JSP brought this up, and I'm going to toss this out there just to see if she landed on anybody's list. But Leia Thompson, did anybody cast her as anything? I wanted to, but
crossed my mind, but I
couldn't pinpoint anything.
I could have if we kept going, but when you get to like Spinnerella and some of the more kind of light and fluffy characters, it's just like I don't want to waste like great talent on these characters that are just kind of not warrior-like, Spinnerella and Perfuma, and I did cast Mermista and the Star Sisters. And of course,
cool.
I cast Frosta, of course, because I'm like she's the hottest woman on the planet, ever. So she's on there too. But
well, let's switch over to Frosta. Who'd you pick as Frosta?
God, I came so close because I like. Did you or John come up with Michelle Pfeiffer in your picture?
I did.
Was that you did?
Yeah, she's my choice for her.
I look at that and I'm thinking like Frost to me has got to be someone that is going to make your face break out red. Like if she acknowledges you, like she's got to be like someone that will make you flush if she speaks to you. Michelle Pfeiffer's got probably the sexiest smile I've ever seen on screen and anything I've ever seen him. But I was like, God, I don't want to steal that because that's really good.
Yeah, that's why I didn't even bother. Because I was like, that's perfect. So I'm not
Look at her
even
face
trying.
shape. It looks just like the Filmation cartoon. It's got the
That
big,
is true.
angular, sharp
it's
cheekbones.
pretty much damn perfect. So it's almost like, if you hadn't done it, I would have picked that one. But since you already picked it, I was like, it's beyond good, which makes mine, which I cast Cindy Crawford as Frosta.
Ooh, I wanted to cast her somebody because she was so
Because
beautiful.
even though she's a really top tier, top A-class model at the time, she's not doing any acting, which she's only done like one movie.
Yeah.
But casting her for her visual presence is like I had such a crush on her when I was growing up as a kid.
Didn't she? She did some piece of shit with Alec Baldwin, right?
Yeah, it was Fair Game, which was what.
That action movie.
Yeah, but it was based on like something else. Like we've already gotten like an action movie on what was originally based. Oh, I forgot what it was. I don't know if it was The Specialist or something like that. It was it was what Cobra. What the movie Cobra is kind of based on is based off of a novel called Fair Game, which is what the Cindy Crawford or one of the Baldwin brothers ended up making, which is what Cobra was. It's all tied together there. But Cindy Crawford was my cast for Frosta, but Michelle Pfeiffer's that's perfect casting. That can't be beat.
Yeah.
I can't believe
Because
that
of
you
her
picked,
acting
you
ability.
actually cast the Star Sisters. Who did you cast as them? Because that just shocks the hell at me. Or how
Well,
hell out of me.
it did me too because I started because I'm like I have no connection to the Star Sisters. But I cast All Star. I cast Brigitte Nielsen because she's 6'1".
Nice.
Starla, I cast Christy Brinkley, beautiful blonde-haired woman. And for Joel Star, I cast Brooke Shields.
Love it.
Okay.
Love it.
Actually, you know what? I think Brooke Shields may have worked more in another role, honestly.
Plus, I thought about casting her as Glimmer also.
That would check out. That would make sense.
Yeah. But because I was going to put Daryl Hannah as a Star Sister, and then I was like, if I'm going to do what I cast her, I was like, that's a little too like on the nose.
Yeah.
So that's what I casted Daryl Hannah as Mermista, which I was like, it's so generic, but I really liked who I cast as the Star Sister, so that wraps up my list.
I really like that.
So your list is completely done. I have one more pick. How did I finish before? Or how did you finish before me when you had like 25?
I got my Frost and my Jewel and the Star Sisters and Mermista right there on the spot.
Yeah, true.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Plus, I kept steamrolling where I was like missing Tyler a lot.
Like you do. Like you do. Like you always do.
I mean, we knew Joe was going to wander tonight, and Joe keeps sending all these these dumbass gifts of like Homer Simpson walking away trying to be cute and clever, and like, well, Joe, we're just talking about what you do on the podcast. Like, no, fuck y'all.
I've got
You
three
don't
more
think
talking
left.
about?
I thought it was cute and clever though. All right, what you got, Rebecca?
Well, that's what
What's
the
your
girls
three?
say.
The girl I picked Heather Locklear as Sweet Bee.
That's a good one. I really wanted to put Heather in the movie too.
Yeah, that's
She
actually
was so pretty and cute back then. I could see He-Man fall in love with her really easy.
And
Oh, boy,
also
yeah.
the side by side that you have right here is like that's a chef's kiss right there because you can like you nailed it.
Yeah, she had the peaches and cream complexion, so I was like, there you
Which picture of Heather Locklear? Like, what's the picture from?
Oh.
Is it just like a studio shot, or is it from a movie?
Well,
It's a
Or
studio
T.J.
shot.
Hooker? Okay.
That is a good pick though. Yeah, because especially like how her rosy cheeks in that picture
Yeah,
that you
and
had.
full lips and
So who else do you have, Rebecca? You have two more.
All right, so I have Mermista, and I don't know if you guys will know who this is, but Emmanuel Burt, and I hope I'm not butchering her names because she's actually a French actress.
Shit.
Who is she again?
Emmanuel Burt. I hope I'm not butchering her name because, like I said, she's French. She was from a movie called Date with an Angel. I don't know if you guys have seen that one.
Never heard of it.
I'll put her picture up here. I'll send you the
that
picture,
chick flick?
Tyler. She was in the first Mission Impossible movie.
I haven't seen it in so long.
Those are the only movies I know she's in. She's so pretty though. Like, I knew her from Date with an Angel, which is just like a Splash ripoff movie. It had Phoebe Cates in it, Joe.
Oh shoot! What's the name of this movie again?
Where can I find it?
She plays a crazy like jealous girlfriend as her boyfriend.
You give me a link of that. Do we get to see any?
Right up Joe's alley.
Okay.
What about Phoebe Cates and Top Dead Fred, Joe? Did you ever watch that?
No, I didn't like her in that. I didn't like Top Dead.
Because she has short hair, right?
Yeah, she's got short hair in this too, because it was like 87 or 88.
I only liked her in, like I said, Fast Times at Ridgemont High and Gremlins. I enjoyed her in those, but yeah, anything else.
You know, like Gremlins too?
That wasn't that great. I didn't fucking really like it.
Joe.
Speaking of short hair, Newt and I actually got into a gift battle last night because we both talked about it's like, you know what, maybe we should just both cut our hair. And Newt told me that you had like a pixie cut.
Yeah,
like a
pixie cut
while
for a short
ago.
Time.
And
obviously a long time ago.
And John fucking hated it.
No, he didn't. This was way before we met. I had a pixie cut.
Oh, didn't he look at a picture or something? I was like, I don't like that.
I was thinking about cutting it a couple years ago, and he was like, "Don't do it."
Yeah. Yeah, you can leave it. Even Nathan, he's a dork, but he should keep his hair long too. So don't cut your hair.
Why are you saying
Nathan's
that?
Nathan's had hair to like right here. He's had it way down his back.
I'm a chameleon. I'm like Val Kilmer in The Saint, man. I just change everything.
Yeah, he does.
Don't know who I'm gonna be.
You guys seen Top Secret, didn't you? I love Top Secret with
Yeah.
Val Kilmer. Goddamn, I love that movie.
And Genius, that's a good one too.
It was okay. All right, Rebecca, what's your next pick? You got one more?
Oh, Well, since I have Seahawk,
Jesus, Joe.
I did Admiral Scurvy, and I cast David Warner.
David Warner is another like just cast him in anything just because
Yeah,
it's David
exactly.
Warner. Yeah,
But I think he'd be a great General Scurvy.
he would be.
I
still want to ask him about like being cast as Freddy Krueger, like to know what his Freddy Krueger would have been like. I'm fascinated by that idea.
Oh wow. Yeah.
I didn't cast Scurvy, but now that I see this, I'm gonna toss out a couple other ideas too, of David Bowie or Mick Jagger, just because they were doing this kind of shit
David
back
Bowie,
in the day.
for sure.
Yeah.
David Bowie had been a member of the Horde, easy. I don't know what he would have done, but anything where we'll make sure his batch isn't sticking out though. We'll make sure he's wearing something that's not. I mean, you can't watch live like, my God, just like it's there, and you just. He's so
I
proud.
offended somebody in the chat room for not liking something. Deep down, what was it that I didn't like that offended you? I haven't seen so many goddamn movies. It's terrible.
That's probably what it was.
Yeah. All right. Well, Nathan, did you have one more pick, or are you done too?
I have one more pick, and the
Okay.
picture that I'm going to pop up is not from the 80s. It's actually from the 90s, and it's actually from Fried Green Tomatoes, and I did Kathy Bates as Madame Raz.
Madame Raz. I didn't even think about Madame Raz. Yeah,
I was thinking of Fran Dresser for Madame Raz just because of the voice.
Oh yeah, she got that Brooklyn accent. Yeah.
She was so hot though that you're like, not physically, but the voice would have been great.
I was thinking Kathy Bates more for like body type, but she's also a very versatile actress, and I think
she can do a Brooklyn accent easy. I mean, when she was in what's the movie? The Stephen King movie, where Dolores Claiborne, where she does that thick Boston accent. I mean, she's a versatile actress.
Mm-hmm.
Why did you make me
I
do
loved
it?
her as Mama in The Waterboy.
Oh yeah.
Almost six.
I always, when it comes to Waterboy, I always think of the coach, where it's like, you too stupid, do what coach tells you to do. That's what I always think about.
Or Henry Winkler like pulling his pants down, showing his ass, and saying like, "What Mama don't know can't hurt her."
Yeah, and then there's the whole water sucks. It really,
water
sucks.
Really sucks.
Gatorade. And then you got the giant Big Show Paul White being what's his fucking face and laughing. That was pretty good.
Captain Insano.
There you go.
Which is such a shitty made-up wrestling name. I hate it when they make up wrestling names for movies, and they always do like not even trying when they do that. God.
Anthony Albanese. How about this? Estelle Getty is Madame Raz. That would have been all right.
Well, definitely doing some crazy. Yeah. Well.
Kathy Bates would have been better.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kathy Bates. I think she played. What was that fucking movie? The one where it was they were all running around trying to like compete for $1 million. Rat Race, and she was the crazy squirrel lady in that movie. So I could picture with that kind of role. I could see her.
The John Cleese Whoopi Goldberg movie with John
Didn't
Lovett.
they have like Cuba Gooding Jr. in it too?
Yeah, when Cuba was doing all the shitty movies after he won his Oscar.
Yeah, well, that's what you do, right? You win the
Oscar.
You win
an Oscar, make all these bad choices in Hollywood.
Yeah, get the payday and get the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
Joe doesn't know what to say.
I'm still disappointed that Tyler has not said Misery for that movie. That I was like, come on! I thought Tyler knew that for the Stephen.
What are you talking about?
When you were mentioning,
I know the movie Misery, Kathy Bates, James Conn. I didn't know you made a reference to the movie.
You did earlier where you were talking about the Stephen King movie, but you never said the name of the movie. I was waiting for you.
I said Dolores Claiborne.
Oh, I thought you were talking about. Never mind. I thought you meant Misery. I thought you were talking about Misery.
There's more Stephen King movies out there that happen to have Kathy Bates as well.
Oh, I didn't like Dolores Claiborne. I'm sorry. I'm an asshole. I'm terrible. I'm terrible.
You don't like or watch anything.
I'm gonna start.
Unless it's
this week. It's a horror month. I'm gonna start watching some horror movies, and I'll watch the Alien movies.
Halloween 4 and 5 over and over again.
I watched those just I just watched those the other day too. They were on AMC.
Just like Alien and Aliens. What's this? I can't watch that. It scared my brother drew something and it scared me and I shit my pants. I can't watch this.
I'm gonna get on everything. So we did all our picks real quick before we get anything else. First, I want to say for the chat, if you guys have any questions, you want to hit us up right now. Go ahead. I see Monkey Boy joined us and Brian Broom again. Matthew MOTU, Matthew. I can't say that out loud. Yes, there's a lot of people.
Motu Matthew.
I don't say that word, God. So yeah, if you guys have,
But it's got a ring. It's got a better ring to it. That's why he made the name. Motu Matthew sounds better than MOTU Matthew.
Or Masters of the Universe Matthew.
Yeah, Motu
Everybody's
Matthew.
making fun
That's
of-
why
do you know
it
I was
rolls
the
off the
first-
tongue.
Just to let you know, I said this. It was years ago when I did this other podcast. It was with my other buddies, and we did something that was called "What Geeks Do." It was random, insane talking, and
Wait,
they were
what?
nicknaming. Yeah,
Wait,
this,
I
this
never
was,
heard. Wait, have I heard
You were
about
on
this
another
before?
podcast?
No, this was
Joe
before.
was on. I never even heard of this one because this is before
Okay.
the He-Man podcast came along.
Yeah, there was, like I said, my buddy Chris Pacone and a couple other people. We did this podcast where we randomly talked about other stuff, and everybody's getting nicknames. And Chris, he knew how much I hated when somebody would say MOTU out loud and pronounce it. It just drove me nuts. I was like, okay, God, I can see when you're typing as abbreviation for search engines and shit, but when you're talking to somebody, just say He-Man, Masters of the Universe, whatever. But anyways, he started nicknaming me, and I'm going to say it this one time.
Motu Joe.
Motu Joe. Motu Joe. And it kept saying, then everybody in the community, everybody was calling me Motu Joe. And I was like, Chris, would you just give me another fucking nickname? You know,
Gotta
I
bring it
hate.
back.
And I said, I hate watching trailers for movies. And he was like, okay, I'll call you No Trailer Joe. So he started calling me that. But then, 2 years later, my buddy Joe.
Trailer Joe.
That does lend itself to the hobo gimmick, actually.
Well, yeah, well, check this out. 2 years later, my buddy Joe Teague, he then started calling himself Motu Joe. I was like, oh,
I was about
fuck.
to say. I
Yeah.
was about to say, I
Now
know
people-
Motu Joe.
And some people think, oh, aren't you the same person? Wait a second, I've seen you on Mass. I was like, no, that's a different Motu Joe, but everybody
And you know
thought-
what? To tie this all together, in my Facebook memories, Joe, I've known you now for 4 years. That's when I joined episode 2 of Beyond Retro and looked like a deer in headlights, and it was terrible on it.
I feel like
I've
it was
known
so much
you-
longer ago.
It was 4 years ago, and
Today?
I
This day?
not exactly today. I think it was 2 days ago.
Why'd you say it? It would have said happy anniversary, 4 years. How about that?
Well, fuck you, Joe. Anyway.
Okay, all right.
When I was like, you know what, we did the show and it was fun. It was a lot of fun. I want to be friends with Joe on Facebook, and I looked you up, and that was like one of the first things that came up. I'm like, is this Joe? I don't know, because it said Motu Joe. I'm like, it's got to be him, right? So there you go.
Well, everybody was calling me that at that time until I told them to stop, and it was 2 years of peace and quiet. And then Joe Teague started calling me, and I was like, "Fuck! Now it's back, and people are gonna confuse us." And sure as shit, I still get. I was like, "No, that's a
I never
different
knew
thing."
anybody to call you that. I only knew you as just Joe Amato, the Meteors guy. That's all I knew. And he was telling people how they could live like him and buy classics.
Yeah, I'm a cheap bastard.
Because he would stop buying classics.
If you just eat ramen for every meal, you can save $25 every week, and then you can afford the classics. Unless you're like
What an
me and you're
asshole.
spending
Some-
$150 fucking dollars on them every week
Yep, some
now.
call it frugal, some call it cheap. I'm pretty much cheap as shit. Hello, K-Dog, for joining us. But let's get to some of these questions. We got one from your buddy, Johnny Cock. He says,
Johnny Cock. Do it. If you're gonna do it, man, do it right.
well, I can't do it like you're Vince McMahon. You're the one that
Well,
has
try.
to. He
Well,
likes hearing you do it.
Johnny Cock.
There you go.
Goddamn, pal, I love it.
Who would you cast each of your co-hosts as in Masters of the Universe, Princess of Power, and then each co-host as any character you can imagine from other 80s? Well, let's just stick with He-Man and She-Ra. I don't know who.
As
Highland
co-host as any characters you can imagine from other 80s and 90s cartoons. Oh, gee.
That's
If
the
only-
discussion.
If only I look like some character.
Shaggy from Scooby-Doo. There we
No,
go.
I've cast Nathan that Brad Dourif has played in. That's what Nathan's going to be playing. He played Charles Z. Ray. He can play Fatal Beauty. He can play he can play Grima Wormtongue. He can play anything Brad Dourif has done. Like Nathan, because Nathan looks just like Brad Dourif.
Huh.
You know.
Okay.
Oh, he can play on One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Or he can play as Billy. and
No,
kills
no,
himself.
but see in that movie, he like fucks the girl, gets embarrassed, and goes and kills himself. That's not.
Because Nurse Ratched threatens to tell his mom, bitch.
Yeah, but you know what? Oh, sorry, Mom. I think if anyone was gonna go to my mom and be like, "Your son fucked a hooker," I'd be like,
He's like, way to go, son. Your dad would chime in there, elbowing your mom. That's my boy.
No, that's not how that would go at all. Jeez. All right. Well, anyway.
Well, I gave Nathan this Shaggy.
I mean,
Tyler,
that's
who's
a
some of the
given.
most conceited fucking characters in comics or cartoons history? I don't know. If you can figure one, then I would make Tyler that person. I just can't think.
There's some
who would
good
be
ones
some
there. There's some good
Yeah, think-
conceited.
conceited, arrogant, so fucking full of themselves? That's a. God damn, I don't
Never met
know.
a mayor that didn't like.
Yeah, people are like saying I'm great for Shaggy. Yeah, when my hair's
You
shorter
are.
too, especially, people are like, "Oh yeah, oh geez, Scoob." I can't do the voice.
And who could I say for Rebecca? I would have to. I don't know, because anything I say will sound offensive because I've offended her. This
Haven't you
whole fucking
haven't
show.
haven't you been a big, huge, colossal piece of garbage tonight anyway, Joe?
Like whatever I say, whether it's the best choice.
She could be.
Go get the
Zelda
shovel.
from the Zelda cartoon. Like she'd be perfect for that.
Okay, yeah.
Princess Zelda.
Yeah,
Could
in the
see that.
cartoon. Yeah. She'd be awesome as that. Are we doing
What-
strictly cartoons or movies? Because that's why I went off my Brad.
anything, anything.
Well, he did say 80s and 90s cartoons, so he did actually say cartoons.
I feel like we need to be more specific. Like we need to get more narrowed down.
But,
Yeah, because
I
that's
mean-
a
Adventure.
huge spectrum.
Yeah.
I
I mean,
guess.
like we do He-Man, of course. Like I picture Nathan's being Lizard Man. 'Cause Nathan's got that slender, like agile build.
Yeah, I was trying to think
I
of
just-
maybe-
Hey, wait! If we could go outside of that and go into movies, how about this? You want a cheap one? I would cast Rebecca as Newt. Look at that! Who thought of that? Nobody's
in a
thought of that
movie
yet.
you've never even
Yeah, maybe
fucking
you can't
watched.
do
Yeah,
this
that
in
would
the damn
work.
movie. Get the hell out of here.
I guess.
That's
I guess
right.
Joe. I guess Joe would be Wilson from Home Improvement, right? Because you don't
Yeah,
see
There you
his
go.
face.
Yeah,
No
I
one's
was
seen
about to
his
say
face.
this isn't fair because we can't cast
Yeah.
Joe as nothing.
Okay.
Oh no, we have
There you
to
go,
guess
you'll
Joe
be-
as
you'll be-
Orko.
Yeah.
Joe would have to be our Orko for sure.
Why is that? Why am I Orko?
Because we can't see your damn face.
Yep. Or he could
You
be
can't see
Doctor.
Horde
He could be
Prime?
Doctor Claw.
I could be Horde Prime. I could be
Yeah.
that sadistic fucker behind the mist that nobody sees. That
Nah,
you know.
you're Orko. You're
Oh, well,
Orko.
I'm found.
Um, Actually, Enzo's got a good one. Rebecca could be Jim from Jim and the Holograms.
Yeah, she could. Yeah.
Okay, good one, Enzo. There you go. Leave it to the chat to do better casting than we can on the show.
Well,
guess
because
we're all-
we're trying to find a more specific, guideline
Apparently-
to go by.
I am perfect for Lizard Man. So
Yeah.
there we
Lizard
go.
Man's awesome.
Yeah. Lizardman's one of the best characters, dude.
Oh, thanks. I'm awesome. I'm one of the best characters. Suck it, Joe.
I don't know why
So
Joe's
Jay-
frowning on Orko. Joe's trying to defend Orko all the time, but we cast him as Orko. I was like, I hate you guys.
Thanks. I messed up Brian's name in the chat. Sorry, Brian. I'll at least say your first name. I'll call you Brian B. He said, Joe, you mispronounced my name, but you're good. I mispronounce everybody's name. I don't know
I
why.
mean, you guys do have some weird last names. No offense, but it is when you see it in text form, you're like, well, I'm gonna fuck this up.
Well, JSP has a question that I'm going to say no to, but JSP said, question, Teen Wolf, Halloween movie or no? He said it has a werewolf, so to me it counts as a Halloween movie. I'll say
Not
no.
necessarily, but I'm not gonna. I wouldn't argue that you shouldn't watch it at Halloween. Teen Wolf 1 or 2.
No, I mean, you could, but I never got the... 2 was real horrible, but no, as for the first one,
Teen Wolf 2, though.
I didn't like it. I didn't like it.
You
But the
know,
first one, I won't say Halloween movie. It's a good movie, but I never really got a Halloween vibe from it.
Yeah, I would say that more as a situational comedy film, and not so much.
That's a movie. Almost, it's good for any time of year, summer, fall, winter.
But I wouldn't. I don't think it fits. I'm with Joe on this one. I don't think.
But
it
it
fits.
would if you wanted to watch Teen Wolf 1
Yeah,
and 2
I
for
would-
Halloween. Like,
I
I'm
mean,
not
shit,
gonna argue.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah. You
Oh
wanna
no,
watch
I'm not saying anybody can't watch anything at any time, but
Well,
I
no,
just
I'm
never
saying,
really.
but not. I
it's
guess
a
like
vibe.
there's not too many like monster movies that are like comedies. That,
But
you
if
know, like,
somebody
you-
asked me to pick a Halloween movie, it wouldn't be Teen Wolf.
Yeah,
you know,
that's what I meant. Yeah.
Like
Teen-
if I was to go with more comedic, I'd probably say Hocus Pocus, like first thing. Like I think,
Well,
what do you mean no?
Nah, that movie sucks.
Bullshit, man.
Monster
Say-
Squad. Now that's a movie I could feel like a Halloween vibe.
Monster Squad does, that's a horror comedy
But-
as well.
Wolfman's
but-
got nards.
There, hell yeah. But saying Teen Wolf as a Halloween movie is like saying, something
go.
crazy
Do
like
it.
Ghostbusters
Do it.
2 is a
Ghostbusters 2.
Christmas movie.
What What a dick move! What? That's the way to piss Tyler off towards the end.
I could bury all of you on how many movies are. I mean, First Blood is set at Christmas. I mean, it's just so,
Die
so
Hard.
many.
But that's not a
Die
Christmas
Hard's a
movie.
Christmas movie. Die
Because
Hard
people
is, though.
don't want to associate it with it, even though there's nothing but Christmas all over the damn town. But people don't want to
Christmas
sit there
is
and
all
say,
around us.
and it's only because they say Christmas Eve and Die Hard. Like, oh, it's not a Christmas film. Lethal Weapon takes place at Christmas, but people do they say it's a Christmas film? You know,
Die Hard works though. The first Die Hard, that definitely is a Christmas movie. That's
well, but
yeah.
Die Hard 2, that takes place the week of Christmas also. People don't
Yeah,
want that
that's-
as a Christmas film.
But
It's just 'cause they kinda
Ghostbusters 2 is
suck.
not a Christmas movie.
Yeah, bullshit, it's not.
You can't take one 5-second scene where they're wearing Santa hats and be like,
The
it's a
climax
Christmas
is at
movie.
New Year's Eve. It's
It's a
taking place during the
montage.
holidays.
Yeah, but that's not a Christmas movie.
Oh, let's go to another question.
I love doing that. I love we can bring that back every now and again. Feels nice.
All right, Newt, you just stood there. You didn't back me up.
Ghostbusters 2. It's been so long since I watched that one.
Damn it!
All right,
Awfully
Newt,
long. I haven't
Newt,
seen it since
you
before.
watch
You guys are
Ghostbusters
watching
2. Joe,
Ghostbusters
you
2
watch
tonight.
Aliens movies.
And I'll come back and say if it's a Christmas movie or not.
No.
And I'll come back and I'll come back to
You're
say
supposed to say you gotta say that's not a Christmas movie because we gotta
And I'll
make
come
Tyler
back and
man.
watch
It's
Aliens.
funnier when
That's the
Tyler's
original
man.
joke there.
Papa Hudson was wondering if I ever tried to cash in that 14-year-old Monopoly ticket from McDonald's. No,
Yes,
I
he
didn't.
did.
You said
you
you were
imagine
going to, but once again, empty promises. That's
that was an
Joe's
empty
thing.
prompt. That was. Let's see. Oliver Belmont, Rebecca, Tyler, Joe, Nathan. If Hordak or Skeletor were to put you in an arena of sport, which one of the evil warriors or the evil horde would you like to test in power and skill?
It's kind of
Ooh.
Against ourselves, like we're going up against
Yeah.
them.
yeah. I don't want
Yeah,
to
but
be
you get to
I don't wanna
choose.
get my ass beat.
Oh man, bring it on! I'll take on Clawful and Jitsu at the same time.
Uh,
Absolutely, man.
He's
I'll kick both their
hardcore.
asses.
I would tell Hordak. I'd be like, bring me Imp.
Yes, then it's like you're not going to get beat up.
Yeah.
I was about to say, I'm like, who's the weakest one?
Are you kidding? Imp
Yeah.
would change into like a flying ball, all kinds of stuff, hit Nathan in the nuts and laugh at him, and you know, Imp would humiliate him.
Probably. I don't know. But just realistically, let's say I'm really angry, like how I get pissed off at rednecks at work all the time, and I'm ready to just like take on anybody, right?
And go home and smash a bat against a rock.
I've done that before. And
I know you
broke the-
have. That's why I made a reference.
I'll tell the story. It's fine.
I'm gonna use the bathroom while you do that.
All right, you do that. All right.
I,
So
heard,
story.
I was like at the aftermath of this story, so I've heard it.
Yeah. So he was present during this time. Hopefully your earbuds don't go off when we all start to echo. You should have just kept them in your ears.
Well, then you hear me pissing.
Why not, man? Why not? We live in the moment on this show. So my previous girlfriend, we broke up and stuff, and I moved to this new place, and I don't know, I guess the fates had it out for me, and where I moved was actually, it was a townhouse, and my neighbor was actually the mom of the dude that she started going out with after she went out with me, right? So there was one day that I'm getting ready to go to work. Actually, I wasn't getting ready to go to work. I take that back because I was off this day. I was getting ready to leave. I was going to go head out, right? And I see her in his car because he had to come visit his mom. And I was so pissed off. So pissed off because I'm like, she knows where I live. How dare you? All this stuff, right? Joe's eating it all up. So I get in my car. And I'm on the interstate, and I'm just mad because I was gonna go visit my parents anyway, and I'm just pissed off. And I get home, I get to my parents' house, and I'm like, "Where's the baseball bats?" Because I know that my dad had a collection of wooden baseball bats, and he's like, "Here you go." And I go to the backyard, and there's this big ass rock back there. There we go. Let the echo get. So I take this wooden baseball bat, and I'm just like whacking away at this fucking rock, and the thing like splits. The bat like just breaks after like 3 hard hits on it. It snaps in half, and my dad's standing there in the yard. He's like, "You feel better now?" And I took the hilt of the bat and I fucking threw it. like at him.
Oh
My
no!
my dad like dug in and just like goes over his head. He kind of no-sold a little bit, but there you go.
Did he hopefully kick the shit out of you after trying to do that? Why the hell would you throw
It
that at
wasn't
your
close to him. It sailed over his head. You know, he kind of was just like made a.
What a rotten bastard you were!
Well, hey,
Jesus
I mean,
Christ.
you know, it's no worse than what you were doing earlier on the show. So.
What? Huh? No, mine was all. That was unintentional. It was
It's about
not to
women.
offend Rebecca. Everything I said to Rebecca was very kind. It just sounded bad. So she accepted my apology, right, Rebecca?
Well, I mean, you
Fuck
know,
you,
that was.
Joe.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah.
So, you know, I've chilled out a little more, but I am capable of getting like very Hulk-esque, like Joe shit his pants.
He buries
angry.
me in terms of getting angry. Like you guys think I'm
This
angry
is
on
true.
here?
That's true.
I'm
That
putting
is
on
true.
an act for you people. Like Nathan in real life is angry as fuck. You know.
We can all see that. I can definitely see that.
I mean, like knocking over dog food in Walmart and all kinds of crazy
that
shit.
was a long time ago too. That
Yeah.
wasn't Walmart.
What,
that was
last week?
That was Food City. No.
Food City. But you didn't knock over shit in Walmart too when you first worked there, before it was a super center.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So.
See, I was like, don't tell me I know, because I know it happened.
All right, well, here's the story. There was this manager, because I worked third shift at Walmart for a little over a year, but this was a D1 store, so it's not a super center. It's still like old Walmart stores, how you
your
remember
traditional
them.
little department, area. At Walmart,
they would close at 11. They weren't 24 hours back then, whatever. So the manager was really just didn't care about people. She was really just bitchy, whatever. She was bitchy, just angry all the time. And my friend was in another department because when you stock at Walmart, they put people by different department. And since it was a D1 store, everyone, it's like, you're this department, you're this department, and you're this. I would always finish my stuff. And I would go and help out my friend because he was always overloaded, and I didn't, So I was going and helping him. She came over and she's like, "What are you doing? You need to get back to your department." I was like, "My department's done." I'm like, "I'm helping him. He's always struggling every night. You guys don't care." I'm like, "I'm coming here to help. What's the problem?" She's like, "You need to get back to your area, right?" So, you know how dog food cans, if anyone's out there and has worked retail, like dog food cans come in like a little cardboard tray covered in plastic, right? So I took it, and I had it, and I just fucking threw it, right? And it hit this little four-way thing. And at the time that I was working there, this was like the ass end of VHS tapes dying out. And on one of this, it had VHS tapes on it. I don't know what dipshit put a bunch of VHS tapes right here, but I threw it. It hit that. Tapes fell on the floor, and she's like, "We're going to my office." And I was like, "Fuck, all right." So she's like, "Why are you doing this?" And Joe's like, "Get to the point." I was like, "Because this, that, and the other." And she's like, "Can you just not be angry?" I was like, "Well, how..." I can't remember what I said to her. I was like, "How stupid are you going to be about all this or whatever?" I didn't get written up or anything because the other manager was there too. I don't think that manager liked her at all either. So she's just like, "Right on, you keep throwing it back at her." But
my connection is freezing up. In case you guys were wondering, I could.
Yeah,
I think that's why he was
doing.
doing. I thought he was just being bored, like he.
No, I was trying to see if things were moving, but I completely froze. The storm just started hitting hard outside. That's why it's doing it. But
Excuse me for a minute, guys. I got something in my eye. I'll be right back.
All right. Okay. I was gonna say it was almost wrap up time, anyways. Right after she cleans her eyeball and gets back here, we'll be like, "All right, well, thanks for joining us. See you next time."
See, Joe, you can't leave just yet and wrap up the podcast like that. You gotta wait till everybody's back now. Any more questions there?
Let's see if there was another one. Fedmon, I will not answer that question. He was asking a question about me and something with, did you see what Mattel just released? That was just a coincidence because he said, let me scroll up there. Joe, how does it feel having Mattel steal one of your ideas for a third time? They took your Battle Cat cycle for Netflix and the series. And they made a Panther. No, they had those bikes already planned.
But those don't even look like
different.
Anything.
Yeah, those are completely different
those look like bikes.
Yeah, he was just saying there's a joke. My things that I made, a couple months ago, they were like Battle Cat and Panther as motorcycles. These things are just fun little things for the kids, like a road ripper cycle or something else. But no, I appreciate it. But yeah, let me see. I think there was at least another question that we could end with. I'm just trying to scroll back up. I'm sorry, taking a while. We did Oliver. Did the. Jesus Christ, Nathan, did you see any? Because I'm trying to catch. Who would catch? Damn. I think I've seen everything. This is more.
Someone asked one. Someone
Series of
asked one
grunts
more
and
really good
whistles.
question.
Yeah, one more question because there was more comments. There was tons of comments, but I think I was missing a whole bunch of fucking questions. Or just saying, more comments, barely any questions. So if you guys have one more, you can hit us. And plus, like I said, if you guys didn't see the video of me eating Rebecca's cookies, you can go to our Facebook group, and it's Fans of Power. If you haven't joined, you can join up over there.
Link is down below. But well, that's the thing, like because it is a private group. If they join, are they gonna get this questionnaire? Prove your fandom.
Oh, easy one. I think the question is, who are the 3 people that know He-Man's, Adam's secret identity? I just want to make sure that we don't have bots coming in there, because the one that I love getting is sometimes somebody says, yes. I'm like, no, I said, name the 3 people that know his secret, and you'll get somebody, you could tell they're just a spam account, and they say yes. Or, I love Facebook. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, no, you're not coming in this group. It's like, just join today. Join last week. Member of 5,000 groups. People are there just to try to sell all their Ray-Ban glasses, purses, and shit.
It's like the fucking flea markets where those people are selling like the goodies, powder, and fucking packs of socks. Joe, you would love these vendors.
Oh God, yeah, Joe would have a field day at our little flea markets that we have around here.
Yeah, you would. Oh my God, you see this? They got a pack of 12 socks, 50 cents. You can't even get that at the Dollar Tree.
It would be all over that. I mean, but the thing is, we have around here, it's just mostly always tools and baby clothes and baby accessories.
Oh, we have that too.
No, yeah.
Every yard sells nothing but shitty baby clothes and baby toys. Like, I'm never going to sit like a Central Tower sitting at a yard sale on 114.
I keep thinking about that. I was like,
yeah, it's always a fantasy of mine. Anytime I see yard sale, I'm always thinking, I'm going to see Central Tower. No, it's just baby toys, baby clothes, shit no one gives a fuck about.
Yeah, and a bunch of like toys with doo-doo stains all over them.
Yeah. Like it came from Joe or something.
Pretty much. My one find, I'm trying to find where it was. It was, I know I took a picture. I was just trying to find the picture. Well, let's see if Rebecca is blind or if she can see okay. She's arriving she's coming back on just so we can get right off real quick and be done.
Just like Judge Reinhold in the bathroom and Fast Times at Ridgemont.
Joe's just trying to get right off.
No, I was like, you timed it perfect. Because I was like, well, if you guys are
doesn't anybody knock
having
anymore?
Conversation, then Joe just steamrolls that,
Yeah.
That's right.
Puts an arrow right through our hearts.
Make sure you like, subscribe, share, and ring that bell so you can always be notified when we go live. And make sure I don't click off here because it's going to happen in a second with the storm. Until next time, have a powerful day.
That's the formaldehyde. That's why Granny's so well preserved.
Oh, what is that?
That one does not ring a fucking bell.
Well, probably add this to the list of like popular films Joe hasn't seen. I remember when I saw this in theaters, this particular line got a big laugh in the theater.
So if you saw it in theaters,
mm-hmm.
this probably would have been mid to late 90s with this particular film.
Yeah, more mid 90s, like 94, 95, somewhere in there.
Well, we got 20 seconds to see if the chat gets it, because we have that delay. We'll see if they pop up and get it. If not, you're going to have to let us off the hook in about 10 more seconds.
Joe, do the Joe's Kids shirt.
What is he talking about? He said, Grim said...
Stop dodging the question.
Grim said, Joe, what happened to the Joe's Kids shirt? I don't know what that
was.
The
Baby's Kids, where Grim redid the thing, put that on a shirt.
When he said that, I was like, what is he? I didn't read it because I was like, I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. So
actually, I think it would be cool to take Joe's mask and scarf and do like Joe's Kids and make it like a thing where it's just
like
that.
Jerry's Kids.
It just says Joe's Kids and then has like either a fake ass address underneath it or like a tagline that's like helping to keep the kids off the streets or something.
Now I see what he's talking about. But we'll let you know, Tyler, nobody in the chat got it either. So what is it?
Robin Williams and Mrs. Doubtfire.
Damn.
Hmm.
What a great movie.
Yeah, that is.
Excellent film.
When was that line said?
When he's moving out of the house and his youngest daughter says, like, Granny doesn't do the voices and she smells funny too. That's the formaldehyde. That's why Granny's so well preserved.
Damn.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
would've gotten
fuck.
that at
See, I think in the context, if you did the whole thing,
It was
then I
so
would have got
vaguely
it.
familiar, I would never have.
Yeah. But yeah, I knew it was going to click with you. I was like, most people have seen Mrs. Doubtfire except Joe. So.
Yeah.
Joe,
except
have
for
you
Joe.
seen it?
I have, like, there was that one part. No, I did, like, there was some good lines, like.
But you sound like you haven't seen.
Like
maybe it
you
was playing
remember
in the background at your aunt's house one time. And
Well,
you
you
just
remember
happened
her
to glance.
boyfriend Stuart or whatever his name was? And remember when
Throws the
he
fruit at
touched
the
her,
back of his
it's like,
head?
you touch me again, you bastard! I'll kill you, or whatever. He's like, oh, you sit under his breath. I was
by
just
fruiting.
Yeah, it was a drive by fruiting. Oh shit! All right, no, I seen the movie, but all right, see you guys next time.
Watch Aliens, Joe.
I will.
And Alien.
Lazy bastard.
And Gremlin. I'll watch Gremlins too.
No, you.